get physical. It's time to talk some piss and more. We gonna talk about it all. DVD, CD, UHD, VHS, books, Blu-ray. Who knows, maybe you'll even see a laser disc today. Let's get physical. We wanna talk some physical media. Movies and TV, music and more. Come check out what we have in store. This is a media house dream. It's time for some physical media on FanZcene.
I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Jimmy does that.
Yeah, it's got the Mighty Ducks guy. Got that guy.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! For the brand!
You can never have enough physical media.
Thank you. Well, hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. And boy, oh boy, are we going to have a lively one tonight. It is going to get spicy up in here. Once you see some of the picks and what we talk about, you'll know exactly what we're on about here. But greetings to you, Runner and Tom. Glad to have you guys on the show. And then we'll get to the chat. We'll get into everything. So how are you guys doing?
hanging in there as best I can.
Runner's clearly coming from his role as a bad guy in Miami Vice.
That's what I was about to say. Like, it looks like he's from Miami.
You're going to sell me some cocaine, aren't you? And I'm going to buy it.
But we'll talk after the stream.
He's got the hair and the shirt and everything.
Like, you look like you want to tell Don Johnson to fuck off. To some really cool 80s music, though.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I need to get back into Miami Vice.
He seems to have an invisible touch, yeah.
I haven't really seen like any Miami Vice in general.
Oh, the first, I mean, it is the first special few episodes, like leading into what the show is, are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
From there on out, the show is varied in quality, but
yeah,
like Michael Mann knew what he was doing.
I know of it because of Michael Mann's involvement.
And the first few episodes and shit do feel like you're watching a movie, not a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay. It is very like, and they all go to like the first probably 4 or 5 episodes are just like boom, boom, boom story, like, and it keeps going with the story, but after a bit the formula starts to kick in.
TV show
did you hear that they're doing another reboot for Miami Vice?
Yeah, I heard something, which is messed up.
Joseph Kosinski's directing it, so I'm kind of excited.
It might be okay because Michael Mann screwed up his own remake, so
sadly he did.
A lot of people fucking love that movie, though.
I haven't seen it, so.
I haven't seen it either, but some people.
I started watching it, and I'm just like, this ain't Miami Vice. I'm like, what the hell is this? See, Miami Vice is almost one of those where you'd almost have to do like a Starsky and Hutch thing too. You couldn't just do a straight remake of 21 Jump Street, right? It almost has to be a satire of Miami Vice at this point. Like, you almost have to go to the 80s extreme. But like, it has to take place in the 80s. You can't do Miami Vice now.
I think they should set it in the 80s.
You just can't.
Definitely.
It just doesn't work that way because part of the 80s is a character in Miami Vice. See, that's the thing. Is like even kind of maybe not as much as where X-Files, like 90s is almost a character in X-Files. Not quite as the extent of that. But anyhow, let's get to saying hello to the folks in the chat.
Let's get to the chat, and we'll get into the spiciness tonight, my friends.
We do that first or last?
That's going to be his final pick, that one. So we'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm saving that for last.
Yeah,
okay, I'll save that.
We might start with the one spicy first because I might do that one first myself just to get that out of the way. But greetings, Danny Hooley. Glad to see you in the chat as well with us tonight. Let me see, catch up with everybody here. Make sure I got everybody. And then am I missing people here? Is this like the chat's like missing people from there all of a sudden? I could have sworn I saw Ace Hanlon there a minute ago, but it's not giving me his name. But what's up, Clark the Shark? Glad to have you with us as well. John the Beagle Dad, glad to see you in the chat. There you are, Ace. I thought I saw your name. Howdy, he says Superman was all right. Looking forward to the next films. We'll get into a little bit of that tonight. Ace, glad to see you in the chat. Hell to you, Tim Hayes. Glad to see you as well. Let's see. make sure I'm catching up with everybody. I don't want to miss anybody here. Hell to you, Brian Barth. Glad to see you in the chat. What is up, Doba Fett? Glad to see you out there too. The question we have here is, are we ready to get physical? It's time to get physical media. Can we never have too much? No, you can never have too much. It's perfect. But greetings again, Clark the Shark, and I'm gonna make sure I'm getting everybody. Salute to you, Deleted Scenes. Glad to see you in the chat as always. Yes, make sure you all like, share, subscribe, become a member, do all that good stuff out there. You get cool emojis and everything like that. Let's see, and then who else do we have here? We have Corley Rogue. Hello, Corey Lane Rogue. Glad to see you with us tonight. What is up, Stephen Luther? Glad to see you out there. Good evening to you, Tyrell72. Live long and prosper. Hell to you, Dragonzilla. Glad to see you out there as well. What is up, Berserker99? Hell Physical Media Show. Thank you very much. And hell to you as well. Let's see, who else do we got? We got, Vice City for the win. Yeah. What is up, Anthony Draven? Hell to you. Glad to see you in the chat. Yes, you're not wrong. Yes, the first couple seasons are pretty good cinema quality of that. But I mean, it's still a good TV show, still a good TV show overall. Let's see, who else do we have here? And then Tim Hayes gave us a member chat for who's been a member of 35 months. Appreciate you, Tim Hayes. Thank you once again for being here. Says hell, guys, and hell to you as well. Thank you, Tim Hayes, for being a member here for how long? How long is that? That's like over 2 years. Man, thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate that. That's right. That's
almost 3, ain't it?
Yeah, it's almost 3. 24. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tim. I really do. And just for that, I'll give you some babes and bullets.
Eat lead, you son of a bitch!
Some babes in lingerie and some bullets. Who can go wrong there? I skipped ahead a little bit there to Neil, but Noel White, glad to have you with us as well too. And what's up? I still need to get that clip. What's up, Cowabunga dude? Glad to see you in the chat. And where I was here to Neil White, who gifted 1 membership. Thank you, Nell, for gifting that membership. To whoever got it out there, thank Nell, and thank you, Nell. I appreciate that. I'll give you a little something as well too. I'll give you a little bit of the abuse.
Talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does, why is it doing what it's doing. Get it out of my face. What about buttered sausage?
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
Still funny. A little bit of the abuse. Who doesn't love a little bit of the Gary Busey, right? Indeed. But with that said, we did get a few announcements for the coming up physical media.
Yeah, Criterion had some.
With one of the worst fucking covers I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
So in other words, it's another day that ends in Y for Criterion.
Looks like a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah, so we got the history of violence.
I didn't even know it was that movie until somebody pointed out that it was that movie, and I'm like, what? And then I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yep. History of violence.
That looks nothing like the movie at all.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst fucking covers I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
See, this is where
how the fuck did David Cronenberg improve this?
I don't know. This is one that if one of the other boutique companies would have got it, they probably would have leaned into the fact that this was one of the last VHS releases, and played that up maybe. But yeah, this looks like ass.
It does. It looks horrible.
Whoever is doing this shit over at Criterion needs to stop. And now.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't bitch about it as much if the movie looked very similar to what that art style is for, but it's I
bitched about the same thing with the ones I brought on. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that what's his name, Robert Townsend.
Shuffle?
Yeah,
Hollywood Shuffle. I didn't even know it was Hollywood Shuffle.
Yeah, that's the same problem I have with that. It's I wouldn't have recognized that it was History of Violence. I'm like, that's nothing like the movie at all.
Yeah, and then we got Altered States from Ken Russell. That one's not as bad, I guess. Deep Crimson. Now who the fuck?
That's pretty bad.
This is some really bad shit. This is DEI has now infiltrated. I swear, probably because this reminds me of the fucking Wiz cover. Like, who approved this shit? And they're like, oh well, it's some famous African American artist. It's like I looked at their shit. It looks like ass.
Yeah.
Who fucking says it? It's junk. I'm sorry, we're allowing too much junk.
Mhm.
This is not fucking art. This is some fucking student's art project. If I was an art teacher, I'd give this a B. You did a great job, Frank, but her arm looks weird and everything's out of proportion. I'm sorry.
And their
The
faces
shading's
look
nice.
Weird. Both their faces look weird.
Yeah, and their faces look distorted and weird, and it's like, what the fuck? Her fingers look weird.
It
looks
like,
almost like AI.
That's
Sorry,
what I was
but-
about to say. That's literally what I was about to say. It almost looks like the AI when they say, "Hey, make a picture look like this style of art." AI. That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah.
Then we got Nightmare Alley. This one's not so bad looking, I guess.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And then we got Eyes Without a Face. That one's fun.
Yeah.
And then Twin Peaks is the actual poster. So that
I love
we can't
that. I love
complain.
that all the Lynch movies are still just a poster of the. Like they don't even bother changing it.
Well, it's because probably he wouldn't let him.
More than likely, because it's like the posters are part of his art as well. So
I just wish David Cronenberg could do the same.
Yeah, well, I mean, this I'm kind of glad I didn't import it yet, but we'll see if it's how it compares to the imports. But yeah, and then The Shrouds was the other one from David Cronenberg.
That's his new. That's his latest movie.
that
Which I still
doesn't-
want to watch.
that poster doesn't look too bad, but I've
Yeah,
never.
it looks like a poster, I guess.
That's his newest movie.
And then I think Kino had a few they announced.
I know we talked about Shane already because I saw Shane.
Yeah, Shane's been that one's a while ago, but they announced Runaway Train with John Voight, Eric Roberts, and Rebecca De Mornay coming to 4K. There was one I was complaining about. I see Detroit Rock City's coming back in print too.
Yeah, Detroit Rock City. I saw that.
Remo Williams, did we get that one?
No, Remo Williams. That's one I
Yep.
was thinking about. Remo Williams is coming to 4K from Kino.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so these are the other ones that are coming from Lionsgate. We'll come back to the Kino ones in just a minute.
Okay.
It Follows,
I did
High
not like
Tension, Meatballs,
Meatballs.
and Daybreakers. And I have somebody at the door, I believe. Hang on.
All right, go ahead. And I will give you guys some more titles. Let me get them up for you real quick while Tom's going to the door. So usually Tom's my go-to guy to do this. So we'll give me a minute and I'll pull up the list. Let's see. He was talking the Lionsgate ones. That was what he's talking about. I gotta find those. Where was he at on that? Oh, this is old. This is like way back. Sorry. Runner, you can talk a little bit while I try to figure all these out.
What the fuck am I supposed to say?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get the list up real quick so I can remember where they're all at.
You guys could have just talked
List
about
of
meatballs
what?
for like 10
Yeah,
seconds.
meatballs.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, Meatballs.
I was just trying to find the list to find all the
Meatballs.
Lionsgate.
Well, and the Superman Steelbook is already sold out on Amazon and Groove, and I don't know
Yes.
about Walmart, but I think it has.
Yes.
I'm surprised they let that shit pre-order early.
Let's see here. What else we got? Kino also had, besides Remo, they had shit. See, now I'm looking.
Yeah, I know. See, that's why I was trying to find a list for the Lionsgate real quick.
We had Runaway Train. Well, I already read the Lionsgate ones.
Oh yeah, okay.
That Kino's doing Runaway Train, right?
Yep, I said that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then there was let's see here. Oh yeah, that's the one I was pissed about. Bessel Horror House in Texas.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was going to be a 4K.
And it's even said it's from a 4K scan.
Yeah, so we'll get a 4K eventually, but I'm pissed because I'm like, motherfucker.
Yep.
Because I thought that was supposed to be a 4K. Superman. Okay, there's the news about Superman. Did you get this yet?
The 4K box set of the originals.
Yes. So I have not heard back from Warner. I did reach out to them to ask if there was going to be a replacement program because there were some issues, and I think I even pointed a couple of them out.
Yeah,
And I think
like the sound and stuff.
some of the issues they were having, and then like I and the picture at the end of part 2 was all fucked up. I remember saying something about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that damned idealistic crusader went through with a fine-tooth comb and figured out the rest of the shit that was wrong with it. And it sounds like they may have quietly fixed it for the new updated release of the Steelbook, which has all the same movies, and it's in a Steelbook case, but it looks like it's slimmer and it doesn't have the bonus features. But then some people are saying it does have some of the extra swag with it too, just not all of it.
Was there 5 disc in the Steelbook set you got?
Yeah, because Superman 2 had 2 discs.
Yeah, that's right. Duh.
Yep.
Duh. I got that too.
Okay, so this is what's been wrong with it. So Superman the movie now will include the 6-track audio that was originally only on the single disc release,
Mm-hmm.
And the original 2.0 audio, in addition to the Atmos mix. And then I guess the Christopher Reeve credit has also been fixed. For some reason, there was a glitch I didn't even know about. Superman 2 includes an improved Atmos mix that corrects the various wow and pitch issues on the previous 4K. The Donner cut also features features a video fixed to the geometry of the iconic. That's the one I was talking about, where the final shot was just all skewed and squished in a weird way.
Yeah.
They fixed that. Superman 4 includes an improved Atmos mix that corrects the inadvertent use of various alternate and incorrect musical performance cues. That was one I think that was really one that really bugged people the most. And then Superman 3 was fine, so it's still the same as before.
Yeah.
So there you go, kids. I did say that I reached out to find out if they're, gonna have some kind of replacement program for anybody who bought them. But from what I can tell, it's just the movies and you don't get the swag.
Yeah.
But now somebody said you get all the swag but the comic book, but I don't see here on Amazon where it looks like you get any of the swag whatsoever.
Yeah,
and honestly, I could have done without the swag. I was like, whatever. It was kind of
yeah.
a waste of a space. But there you go. So that's fixed. There will be fixed in the new one that's coming out. Let's see here. There was only a couple more, I think, that we had. The USS She-Wolf, or Ilsa, the She-Wolf of the USS.
Oh, yeah.
Which is getting a 4K, but fucking best whorehouse in Texas won't.
Go further. I think Lolita, the original Lolita, was announced by somebody.
Well, actually, I think it was a rumor. I think came from Physical Media guy. What's his face? And Airplane 2 is the other Kino one too, as well.
Yeah.
And Night Juggler, whatever that is.
Yep.
James Brolin.
Yep. Yeah.
And we got Walking Tall already, so we're good there.
Yeah. Yep.
That was last week. And the big one that I thought this week, it took me by surprise, although I kind of had a feeling it was coming or heard it was coming. Silverado.
Oh yeah. The
nice steelbook from Sony.
Yep.
Indeed. That looks like it's going to be a nice one.
That's a fun movie.
And I love this steelbook cover. This is one of the original posters.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah, this looks nice.
The cast on that, man.
Kevin Costner, fucking Kevin Kline, Scott Glenn, Danny Glover,
Jeff Goldblum.
I was just going to say Jeff Goldblum, yep.
That little woman, I can't think of her name, but she's been an amazing little woman, black hair.
Yeah. Shit, what the hell's her name?
Always reminds me. I know. She always reminds me of the chick from Incredibles who makes the suits.
Yes, and Linda Hunt.
Yes, Linda Hunt.
Yeah. The Nightmare on Elm Street steelbooks, I guess, sold out as well. But
the Nightmare.
I don't even think they popped up on Groove, but I guess those are supposed to be like Best Buy or Amazon exclusives. I almost called it Best Buy.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. I got to figure out how to get money to get that because I don't know if I'll be able to afford that one right off the bat. And it looks like it's going to go too quick. And I missed out on the Superman steelbook, so I'm hoping maybe they get some more in before so I can pre-order it, hopefully. And so the Gator Bait and Gator Bait 2, that's coming out from TerraVision in August.
If you don't get a chance to get a hold of Superman steelbook, let me know, because I guess I ordered it through Groove the other day and I didn't realize it. So I also got one off of Amazon. So if I do end up getting both, I'll be able to hook you up. Probably.
Okay, good. Because if I don't get it, I'll let you know. But also, I was going to let you know, they sent me 2 copies of Mulholland Drive on 4K from Criterion.
Oh wow!
So I have one unopened, and I was going to send it to you, Tom.
I need that.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you whenever I can get to the post office. I haven't even opened it. I meant to tell you that when I brought it on the show, and I just got into talking about the movie. But yeah, when I did my Criterion order from them, they sent me 2 copies of Mulholland Drive. So either I accidentally ordered 2, or they just messed up.
I hope you didn't order 2.
I don't know. I hope I didn't. But
I've done that so many fucking times, and honestly, that's where a lot of yours are going to be. I got a box that I'm getting ready for you eventually here. It's probably going to cost me a fortune just to send it to you because there's so many fucking movies, and a lot of them are a lot of Kino ones I accidentally ordered twice, or other ones that I ordered twice. But yeah.
It's rare that I do it because I don't, buy.
And when I order stuff from Kino, it's a pain in the ass to send back. So I'm just like, fuck it. Especially some of the cheaper titles. It's like, it's not even worth the effort to try and bother. Especially when they're doing their sale and it's like, you're talking about a $6 Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah, what if I send it back? Yeah.
By the time you pay all the fucking shipping back and everything. But all right, yeah. So let's crack into these.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start with I'm gonna do the one that we have together, Tom, because I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way because I know where this conversation is going to lead, and I know we're going to talk about it a little bit. So, and I know some people maybe you can show your steelbook first.
I got the steelbook. Yeah.
Yeah. I know some people may,
not a big fan of the art. It's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. See, I didn't get that.
Blu-ray.
And smart me. I'm so smart.
Me smart. Me bought 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, and then I watched it too. All my friends are heathens. Take it slow. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I watched both of the Suicide Squad movies, and I don't hate either one of them. But I think where's it at? This one is way better. Personally, sorry.
Oh yeah, and I don't hate the original Suicide Squad as much as most people do. I have dumb fun with it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a basic comic booky. It's one of the more comic booky of the Snyder era film.
You know what I was laughing about it. It mic's so good because I know my internet just dipped a minute. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're still fine.
What I was finding funny about it is like some of the people have had some complaints because I know Runner. I know you're chopping at the bits to get at Runner because you saw it and you haven't given your thoughts, and me and Tom have given our thoughts on it all around on different channels. But what was really funny about it is like everybody is called metahumans in the Snyderverse Suicide Squad. They even call Superman a metahuman. I know some people were getting a little pissed off about that in the new James Gunn thing. Amanda Waller calls Superman the most powerful metahuman in the Suicide Squad, the original from the Snyderverse. I'm just saying some of the stuff there's some of it still all sort of get together. But no, I watched both of them because after watching Superman, I wanted to watch this and I watched these. So I always watch the extended cut, which is funny because the extended cut is only on Blu-ray. It's not on 4K of the original Suicide Squad. My biggest problems with the original Suicide Squad here's my biggest problem with them. The Joker absolutely sucks.
I agree.
He is. I mean, I love the love story between him and Harley Quinn because it's basically right out of the Batman the Animated Series. But Jared Leto is fucking horrible.
He's not great.
He's horrible. The obvious reshoots are glaring when you look at Joel Kinnaman's and Will Smith's hair, because their hair changes constantly throughout the movie. Will Smith's beard will go from being really long and thick to being really short, and Joel Kinnaman's hair will go from being really long to being a buzz cut. And you can clearly see where it was reshot and everything. And the threat in this movie is kind of weak. The threat they got a face. And so, but as far as like the James Gunn one, it is much funner. It is a better movie. I thought the action was better, and I thought Joel Kinnaman's character of Randall Flagg actually had a character in the Suicide Squad. So when it comes to the point when he does die in the movie, you actually feel something. Where if he would have died in the first movie, I wouldn't have gave 2 shits because his character was so generic. So, but that's some of my thoughts on it.
I mean, it's weird. Like, I don't think either movie is really all that great, in my opinion. I mean, I haven't seen both in a long time, but I mean, there's an argument to be made that the Suicide Squad's a better movie. That's fine. I'm curious. I mean, probably not going to happen anytime soon or ever at this point, but I'm curious to see the Ayer cut if that ever comes out. But I don't
I'll be
think
honest
it will.
with you. What I've heard about the Ayer cut is it doesn't
No.
really change much of the movie at all.
Yeah, because the script doctor worked on the movie,
I
Yeah.
mean,
and he
that's
said
fine.
that it wasn't all that much different. Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
if it really isn't any different, then fine.
it's just more Joker stuff, I guess. But even that, like, it's like so more of the worst part of the movie. Is what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying.
they basically cut out the most of the Joker shit.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if I were to see it, I just judge it based on what I would see. If if it really doesn't change much, I'm not like I don't.
I'm just like,
I
I want to see it too, but like,
I don't doubt that, but it's like
it's kind of like it reminds me of the Batman Forever Schumacher cut. It's like, if they ever do it, I'm like, I'm gonna be ready and waiting with popcorn when everybody is so fucking disappointed it's not what they think it is.
Yeah, because most of it's the deleted scenes we've already seen.
We've already seen, exactly. And it's like, and like I've told people, oh, you want to know what's in the Schumacher cut? Go read the fucking novel or go read the comic book, because those have it in the original order and have the original beginning and all that kind of crap. So
Yeah.
But I mean, even with that, I'm curious to see the Schumacher cut. Like I wouldn't mind watching that either. But I mean, I don't hate James Gunn's Suicide Squad, but I don't love it either. I don't think it's super rewatchable for me. Like, there's some characters
I think it's 100 times rewatchable. It reminds me of like an old school rated R comedy type movie. And you know what? You know, Runner, we've talked. I absolutely cannot stand John Cena. I hate John Cena. You know that about me. You know that about me. And I've rewatched this movie bunches of time. And
I'll tell you what, this whole thing has made me want to watch Peacemaker.
Me too. I just said that after watching that and then the Superman. I fucking hate John Cena. Can't stand the man. Now I kind of want to watch Peacemaker just to see what happens.
That I never thought you'd ever say that in your life.
I'm just being honest, man. Because
like
and there is one aspect. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I remember watching the Suicide Squad and I heard that they were gonna make a show based on the character. I'm like, what? Like, why would you give him a fucking show? Like, I'd take a fucking Polka Dot Man show over him. What the fuck?
Well, Polka Dot Man's dead, and that was the other thing is what makes me wonder about this whole thing is that Rick Flag is dead in this too. So
yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like,
does this not count with the Gunverse?
They kill off like the better characters in that fucking movie.
They're making a point though. They're calling what's his name Rick Flag Senior. They've been calling him Rick Flag Senior.
Yeah,
so they're making
but how could he be that much older than?
Exactly,
is he the father or what is the deal? Yeah,
that's what I'm very curious about. That's what's got me want to watch Peacemaker season 2 more than Peacemaker season 1, because I know.
Yeah, if somebody knows the answer in the chat, let us know.
So,
I agree with you that the first Suicide Squad, if they had, and this is the thing that makes no sense about Jared Leto, is he could have probably been a good Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Right, motherfucker has a fucking cult.
Yeah,
like so the dude should know how to be not just evil but fucking charismatic, right? So like, and that's kind of what the Joker is. He's this evil, charismatic kind of like character that you have no idea what's going to happen next around him because he's like pure anarchy in one whole package, right? And yeah, the logical thing was to make the Joker the fucking bad guy of this movie.
Exactly. Instead of that stupid witch, they could have been all going after the Joker. And then, I mean, it would lead into Harley Quinn's character so much better too, because then she would have this dilemma of, and which is actually what I understand is part of the Ayer script too, that they cut out a little bit with that, like her choosing the Suicide Squad.
Parademons were supposed to be in it too, in the Ayer cut.
I think so, maybe. It's been a while, but
those were supposed to be like. No, because you know those weird like bad guys that Enchantress had, like they had like tar like fucking
the little her minions or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Those were supposed to be fucking parademons. That was supposed to lead up to Justice League and shit.
I mean, it could have worked that way.
No, that was the intent, and obviously the studio, that whole regime back then, they did what they did.
And I'm honestly going to say it right now. I've never been that big of a fan of what's her face as Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's
Viola Davis. Yeah, no.
I thought that was great casting.
I think. I mean, it's.
I mean, like
She's all right, but
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
I was just gonna say there's a dozen other women that I think would have done a better job, in my opinion. That's just me.
when
Mhm.
you know, like Amanda Waller and like every other thing, she's just this really gigantic fucking woman.
Yeah, she's.
And then like and Viola Davis, I think her acting is great for the character, but like obviously she's a lot better looking than what fucking the character is depicted in the comics.
Yeah, well.
So I guess that's the only thing, but like other than that, I thought she was good. I thought she was well casted.
She was alright. Brian Barth, I think one of the reasons they killed off Joel Kinnaman's character in the Suicide Squad was
Yeah, that pissed me off, man.
Because you cared more about his character in that movie than you did in the first movie.
Well,
That is why it hurts so much more. But I think one of the reasons they killed him off in this is like the promise of the damn movie. Because you watch the first Suicide Squad movie, only 2 of them die. Only 2 of them. And the whole point of the Suicide Squad is they're sent on Suicide Squad mission where some of them's going to die. So you expect a little more than 2 to die. And maybe he went a little overboard, but I still think it worked with killing so many people in the second his James Gunn's version. I think it works, and I think
fine. I think
Kinnaman's character is like a big part of the heart of the movie of this team coming together, along with Bloodsport. That when you lose his character, it resonates with you and it makes you feel. And I think, would I like for him to live? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I think it works for the movie. I think it works.
I just hate that he got killed by fucking Peacemaker of all characters.
I mean, yeah, because I hate John Cena. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm okay with his character. You know, like I said, if he would have died in the first movie, I wouldn't have gave 2 shits. Because his character is so generic in that first movie and predicated on the witch. It's like, oh, she's in love with him, so they're all after him, and he's just like this very generic soldier type character. He doesn't give like Rick Flag from the comic books, and the other one he feels a little more like the comic book Rick Flag. Plus, he's wearing the yellow shirt, and
they gave him the more comic accurate look. Yeah,
feel way more for him because he's much more assertive. He has a character. He speaks more. He relates to the characters in the movie more. They're like they're much better of a camaraderie amongst them. And that's also another reason why it hurts so much is because they had that great bar scene in the Suicide Squad where they all bond. And even John Cena's like, you didn't give the rat a drink, and then at the end he turns on him. So that, like, you son of a bitch, you know, that makes you feel. I think it works for the story beats in the movie.
Peace at any cost.
Yeah, he says that at any cost. Runner.
Which is funny because
I got nothing.
I mean, the Suicide Squad ends up doing exactly that too, but they use it to their advantage as blackmail on Amanda Waller.
Yeah, because they're still bad guys. So sort of bad guys by the end. Yeah.
By the way, are they still gonna make that Waller show that James?
No, she's out.
Okay, great, because that was stupid.
Along
with many other announcements in this new DC thing, by the way. But yeah.
Go ahead, Runner, because I know you want to talk a little bit about it. And Tom, I don't know if you have any more thoughts on Suicide Squad, but
I was just going to say to that whole comment there, I thought that was funny, and that kind of goes off to your point you just said a little bit ago. The hilarity of the look, James Gunn mixes very well with this film. Like this whole concept, this whole idea.
It's his.
And it is a really good film. And I think it's one of the more underrated of that era, or however you want to put it, or it's a nice bridge to where we're at now, in my opinion. But that being
said, fit him for sure.
Yeah, like it's totally in his wheelhouse. But I also see where he said this is him kind of getting that shit out of his system one last time with this and Guardians, because Guardians 3 feels like a much different film than the first 2 films.
It does.
And that you could feel his maturity through Guardians 2 to this to Guardians 3. And I know some people are going to disagree, but I believe he carried that on into Superman. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
I do agree with you. So I know this is where it's going to get a little spicy. So go ahead, Runner. Give your Superman thoughts. Because
God, you want me to start this off?
I mean, we're talking James Gunn.
You think I'm really gonna listen to a Snyder homo on this?
Okay. Hold on a minute.
Well, hold on. Every week, this motherfucker on the show, when he was on back in the day, found a way to bring on some Zack Snyder movie. Every fucking week. Every week, whether it was 300, Dawn of the Dead, one of the Man of Steel, fucking Batman movies. I have talked about those Snyder movies more on this show than anywhere else.
And it's fucking hilarious, by the way. Okay.
Good night, Neil White. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Have a good night, man.
I was gonna point this out before Tom even said any of this stuff. I'm not. I didn't intend to watch this new Superman movie in the intent to really compare it to movies like this. Okay.
He brought it on.
Motherfucker.
I brought it on. I did it again.
Was that one of your picks?
That was one of my picks.
Well, hold it up. Go ahead. So I'll show you since we're moving on. Wrong person. We're Matt Runner. Go ahead. Hold it up so everybody can see. One more time.
I think people might.
So remind me, what is he supposed to do since he has the codex in him?
Yeah. What's he supposed to do with that codex inside of him?
Yeah, I love how people are overlooking that he basically had the same mission in the original Man of Steel. It's just not as blatant.
They put every single Kryptonian thing inside of him to repopulate Krypton.
Earth. The new Krypton.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is part of that Man of Steel.
I still think it's a better movie than this new one, but that's just me.
I reject your hypothesis on the simple fact that Man of Steel is not a Superman movie.
Okay, that's...
Go on, Runner. Get it out of your system because you haven't had your... We've all spoke. You haven't had your chance.
Yes, go on your bashing system of Superman. Let's go.
I'm confused.
Get it out of your system.
Man of Steel or the new Superman movie at this point?
Either one. Whatever.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to... My intent isn't really to compare the two, even though I like one over the other. You guys like one over the other. We're
just picking on you.
Yeah, we're just because we.
Yeah, I know you are. I know this song and dance. Fucking.
I mean, you're not the only one. So.
And here's the thing: like, this movie isn't a fucking 1 out of 10. That's what the Snyder Bros will say on the internet that Tom fight over, or that Tom talks to a lot on Twitter. Like, they're gonna give this a 1 out of 10. The new movie. I think it's, in my honest opinion, my humble opinion, it is a 5 out of 10. It's a mid movie. And the thing is like, I wish I liked this movie more because there are certain moments that could have been fucking great. And the biggest problem is it gets ruined by fucking Crypto. That stupid fucking dog. One of them is where should we talk spoilers? Or
if anybody out in the chat doesn't want spoilers on the new Superman movie, tune out for a few minutes and come back in, or if you don't mind, stick in the chat if you haven't seen it. So go ahead, Runner.
So I just think that there are certain things. I think there's missed opportunities in this movie that could have been great, but I felt like James Gunn's own ego just really
see, that's where I got to disagree with you. There are some
right off.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying there are some James Gunn-isms in this movie, but I feel like this is the least James Gunn movie I've ever seen.
Oh, I disagree. I
think the most James Gunn you see is the dog. The dog is James Gunn as far as
and that's part of the problem I have with
I don't think that's, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Crypto, but after watching it twice, I'm cool.
Oh God, I'm not cool at all. I mean, I've seen it once. I might listen. I will give this another shot, but I'm not going to see it a second time in the theater. Yeah, I feel like most people who aren't super interested in this movie probably heard the whole plot by now. But I mainly watched this movie. Like, I watched it on Saturday, like just before Flashcast, and then I got Flashcast, and that was like the most insane fucking stream I've seen in a while. Because I knew Tom and others were gonna fight off some people that weren't a fan of this, but
well, I've been called a shill more than I ever have in my entire life in the last few days.
I bet you.
Which is hilarious because it's like, motherfucker, I'm not even the only one who likes this movie. You act like I'm the only one or some shit.
Yeah, no, there's
no.
And here's the thing, I could see why people like this movie. I genuinely do.
I mean, going by the ratings, and I hate to say it because now, more so than ever, Rotten Tomatoes is more accurate because you can't rate for the audience score. You can't rate if you haven't bought a ticket through Fandango. So I trust their scores, and they're very much in line with IMDb. Outside of our sphere, I don't see people disliking this movie or having the debates and all the fucking hoopla surrounding it.
I'll admit, there's a lot of motherfuckers that I know. Some of them are friends of mine, and they really enjoy this movie. And I'm kind of the outlier.
Yeah, but you're also a little film snob, so that I'm not surprised you didn't like it.
Yeah, but there's other people that I know that, like, I went to school with, and, like, they fucking love this. There's even some people that, like, I went to school with. I saw, like, some of their Instagram stories and stuff, and they're giving this a flat-out 10 out of 10. Which is fucking ridiculous to me.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I mean, look, and here's the thing I keep hearing from the outside is that it's resonating with the Zoomers and the younger crowd. Like, little kids are really getting into this.
No, and that's great. I'm happy.
And that's what it needed to be, right? And this was one of my main issues with Man of Steel back in the day. And I don't remember if I told this story on here, but I've told it other places where I was dating this woman at the time who had a young... Yeah, okay. And he was scared shitless. Now, if I would took him to this when he was 7... I bet you he'd have been like on cloud 9 walking out of that movie. He'd have been like, Superman. Yeah, for the next 2 weeks, that's all I'd hear.
I was gonna say, like, most of this movie is definitely catered towards a certain generation. I'd say the one scene that might be a little hard to watch for kids is the Russia roulette scene with Lex, and that is like, that's a good fucking scene right there. I'll admit that shit.
That went quicker than expected.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That was one of the better scenes in me, and I'll say this: Nicholas Hoult as Lex is fucking great.
He's one of the best Lex Luthors in a long time.
We just got an announcement, by the way, for just real quick. Huckleberry Hound, the complete original series, is coming from Warner Archive.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Even as a Snyder bro or fan or whatever,
I wouldn't call you a Snyder.
He's better than Jesse Eisenberg. I'll flat out say that.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's better than Jesse Eisenberg. I'll admit that.
That was the dumbest move of all. Like, of all the stupid things, like even dumber than bringing in Doomsday already.
Yeah,
I thought Doomsday was bad too. I didn't like that either. See, there's some things like I can admit that I didn't like either, but there's one character in this new movie I did not like that they brought in because I thought that was a waste too. And most of you probably know who I'm gonna say.
No, I don't. Who?
Ultraman.
That's like legitimately part of almost every single Superman story ever created. Granted, he probably should have been called Ultraman, but Lex Luthor has cloned Superman in the comics. He cloned him in Lois and Clark. He tries to clone him in Superman 4. He clones him in... It's a staple in Superman.
Well, while we're bringing this up, we might as well...
clone him, but like, why call him Ultraman of all things?
Because since I was so inspired to watch...
Here you go, Superman 4. The quest for peace.
Oh, fucking Nuclear Man?
I want Superman.
No, plus like they use the Ultraman logo from like the Crime Syndicate and shit. And honestly, I think a Crime Syndicate movie would be perfect for James Gunn.
Let's be real, it's actually a Ultraman / Bizarro hybrid, which is kind of the reason why I watched Superman 4, because I'm like, I have a feeling that when we see him again, he's gonna be Bizarro.
Yeah, I believe he'll be Bizarro.
I mean, if he is Bizarro, that would be fine, I guess.
It's once again, it's precedent. Because
and Lex will probably. I was just gonna say, Lex will probably re-clone him again, and we'll have a new Ultraman anyway. But go ahead. Sorry, Greg.
No, I was gonna say it's precedent because there's, depending on which version of Bizarro, like there is the Bizarro version where he did clone him, and eventually he became the all white and block and everything. And there is the Bizarro World Planet where there's Bizarro copies of each person. So if you know anything about comic books and comic book movies, because I know I've heard some people complaining about this. Oh, he killed him. He let him into the black hole. If you're not into the know, once you go into the black hole, you're coming back. And usually you come back different. Loki fell into a black hole at the end of Thor. Loki's still going strong, ain't he? He's still back.
I was fine
So-
with him. I was
so-
fine with him going to the black hole. I have a different problem.
I know some
with
people's like,
that.
yo, he killed in this one. No, he didn't. Guaranteed he comes back as either Bizarro or
Well,
he gets to the Bizarro planet and then
I'll
comes back as Bizarro.
I'll say this: when he starts lasering all of Lex's henchmen from the
None
sky,
of them died. They all grunted when they hit the ground. It's like they made a point to show that they were all still alive.
yeah, but how did they not fucking die? I feel like
The
he would
raptor
have chopped
suits.
some heads
The
off.
raptor suits, yeah.
They're
Yeah,
built
And
to
even
fight
Gunn
it.
did address, like, I mean, and I don't think that Superman's body count is 0, especially in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
he does
itself. There's a
say,
couple.
Yeah.
And he will kill if he has to, if it comes between him and somebody else, aka he's not going to wait till an entire city has been demolished before he finally kills Zod, right? Like this Superman, I think will react first. Yes, he wants to try to do the right thing first and foremost, but I guarantee you, if this Superman was faced with Zod and Zod was doing the shit that he was doing in Man of Steel, it wouldn't be no 40-minute fight.
Yeah.
He'd either try to get him the fuck out of town like he did, you know, in Superman 2, or he would just face him head on and end it there. Because we got that with Ultraman, right? Because as soon as he knew what he was up against and he figured out how to get the better of Ultraman had no chance, right? And he just flat out killed him. He didn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think he knows he's still alive? No. But at that point, it's like Superman made a choice, and it's because it was a clone of himself.
Mhm.
And so technically, I mean, there's that debate of does it even really deserve to exist? Right? Like,
Exactly.
and it was the same kind of thing with, like, you know, the monster on the other side of it. It's like, okay, that's a very Superman thing with the kaiju. He's like, we don't have to kill this thing. Let's just get it out of here and then figure out what it is. And then maybe we can put it in some zoo somewhere. You know, we don't have to kill it.
Exactly.
We don't know it's necessary. You know, it's kind of like that Captain Kirk Star Trek thing. It's like, you know, the whatever the entity is, it's like, yeah, it's trying to destroy the Enterprise. Or is it? No,
Yeah.
it just turns out it's some big intergalactic baby. You know, just
And he even says or possibly euthanize it, you know,
yeah,
without
humanely
hurting
or
it.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And also Boba Fett, if you watch the movie, they evacuated Metropolis. They evacuated everybody. So and like they make a point of showing him like saving the woman, like as she's the last person leaving Metropolis. Now,
Yeah,
you
because
could
that's the
argue-
whole thing of like, yeah, the rip effect was starting to go through the
Yeah.
water or whatever, and it was going to the next city over or whatever it was.
I mean,
But
you
yeah.
could argue that maybe it killed people on its way to Metropolis that Superman couldn't get to.
Well,
But
for sure.
if you're talking about the death and destruction in Metropolis to Man of Steel, less people died in
I would
Metropolis
willing to
than
bet that there's a
Superman
lot
and Man of
less.
Steel.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet there's a lot less collateral damage, and I'm not saying that everybody didn't die
Yeah,
or there
I'm
wasn't some
saying
people that
everybody
did
got
die.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time,
But
it's
there
like
was, there was still collateral damage, whether
I would
yeah,
say
but they
it's
also
way
make a
less than
point
Man
if
of
you
Steel.
listen in the background, and I noticed this, I was paying attention, especially in like the second time around, where if you notice, there's like news broadcasts constantly saying like there was, you know, no casualties or whatever. Usually they'll say it right on the news,
Yeah, yeah,
like Superman
mean-
saved 12 people today and blah 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 blah. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean that's an easy insert, I guess you can do in post and shit. but-
exactly. And again, that is kind of that. And look, I get it. Some people are gonna be like, well, that's cheesy, but it's like, you realize how Saturday morning cartoon that is. Like, it's so every time Superman will come in and he'll like throw a tank into another tank, and then of course in the background you'll see the 3 or 4 guys
the 3
crawling
guys
out of the
walking
tank going,
away.
oh.
See, that doesn't bother me. I like the campy cartoony thing, so that none of that bothered me in the movie.
The original films have that. Even
Yeah.
fucking Superman 4 and Superman the movie. Like, there's tons of stuff all through all 4 of them that's like that. In the instance in this one, you know, Lenny takes the cops and the guards from the prison camp and fucking puts them in the car and sends them over a cliff, and the car explodes.
Yeah.
And then they come up looking like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what I was trying to say to people the other day. And I hate saying this, but it's like, you know, people are like, oh, it's just too campy and too funny. It's like, have you not seen the original Superman movie in a long time or something? Because like, they are a little campy and cheesy and goofy, and it's not in a bad way. It's just that's Superman's tone.
No,
People forget
sure.
that because of this Jesus allegory bullshit. And that's partially Donner's fault. Because Donner was the one that introduced this idea of the father becomes the son and the son becomes the father and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, when he's actually a Moses story, Moses allegory, not a Jesus.
But he
allegory.
even says, like, they can be a good people if you just show them the way, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
And I blame Omni-Man. I blame what's his name, Homelander, and I do blame Snyder for the people not knowing quite who Superman is. Now, don't get me wrong. I know the campy, cartoony stuff is not for everybody, and I see you, Bahara 3. I hope I'm saying it right. Double Fat. I get it, and I'm not putting you down, Runner. I'm not putting you down. It is like I said before. It's Runner. You saw my post. It is okay to still respect people and respect what people like, and like what you like.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay to agree and disagree. And I would never take anybody's love, enjoyment away from Man of Steel from them. If they like Man of Steel better, that is freaking awesome. I am so happy for you because you have your Superman movie. But also over here with me, I like a campy, cartoony thing. And I was worried about the new Superman movie. I was worried it was going to be bad. But the more I saw of it, the more I enjoyed of it. So, and that's just me, though. These are my personal tastes. You do not have to agree with me.
Yeah, my issue never was anybody not liking the film. My issue is when certain people were starting to misrepresent the movie, and then you had a bunch of other people basically going around parroting the same shit like they've seen the movie in one of the worst cases of telephone in my life that I've seen over a film, right? Like, because there's so much bullshit going around about this movie that's not even true.
Yeah. I like what,
and you have to like really make leaps of logic to come to that conclusion, or leave out tons of fucking context.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
well,
Six.
Yeah, welcome, Six. He says, "Wow, Runners here. We have the Holy Trinity represented: Chipotle, Taco Bell, and Hooters."
So which is which?
I'm clearly Hooters. You
I'm
should know
Taco
that
Bell,
by
so
now.
you're Chipotle.
Okay, I guess I'm Chipotle then.
You should know that by now.
You should know that by now. I mean, you used to work there. I mean, duh. And I used to work at Taco Bell. So.
I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't work at any of those places.
Thought you worked at Chipotle.
No, I worked at McDonald's.
I could have swore you worked at Chipotle.
I did not work at Chipotle. I worked at McDonald's. That was the worst.
We used to make fun of him with the Chipotle stuff, didn't we?
What?
Who was that? Somebody worked
or
at
who
Chipotle.
was it that? Or was it not Rookie? Because Rookie's always worked at Subway.
Rookie Subway.
Who the fuck worked at goddamn Chipotle's? I thought it was you.
I remember somebody saying something about Chipotle once before.
I worked at fucking McDonald's.
That we knew too, but I could have swore you worked at Chipotle's too, unless I'm getting somebody else screwed up.
No, okay, so I worked at McDonald's, then I worked at Big Lots, and then now I work at Whole Foods.
I don't know. For some reason, I could have swore it was you.
Go ahead.
It's going to be you in my head for the rest of my life, so it doesn't matter.
Go ahead, Runner. Get back to your points and everything. Once again, seriously, people, and I don't want to make anybody mad or anything like that. If you love Man of Steel, I have nothing against you whatsoever. There's parts of Man of Steel I really, really enjoy. There are parts of Man of Steel I really, really enjoy, but here's and I'll hand it right back over to you, Runner. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
With Man of Steel, I loved it. I saw it opening weekend. I loved it, but the more I thought about it, the more things I started to think, well, I didn't like this. I didn't like that. The Paul Kent stuff was stupid.
Listen, I get it. The
more I thought about the new Superman movie, the new one, the 2025, the more I thought about it, the more parts I started to think, well, I did like this part. Maybe I judged this too harshly. I kind of like that. That was funny. That was cool. That really felt like Superman. So that's just where I'm at. But
listen, I get the reasons why some may not be a fan of this movie. I totally get it. And I get where Greg stands on it, like all that stuff. I understand why some people are not a fan of how crazy serious of a version it is. That's totally fine. I get it. I just look at it a different way than other people, and that's totally fine. I look at this new Superman movie a different way than other people, clearly. Like even in my Letterboxd review, I say at the end of my Superman review, I say, hey, if you love this movie, that's great. Like, I have nothing against that. I'm glad people are enjoying this movie because I can see why people love this. I just think it's a little too. I think it's just a little too crazy in terms of like some of the.
You just don't like fun. You like pretentious, elevated bullshit.
I like F1 is one of my favorite movies this year. That's a fun fucking movie. That is a fucking fun movie.
Thank you, I hope I'm saying this. Ayev No Dick. Thank you for your service.
That was when Taco Bell was the best.
Yes, that was
The introduction of the chalupa. I mean, we had all kinds of good
F1
stuff
is one of my favorite movies this year, and that's a fun fucking movie.
I've heard a lot of good things about F1.
I hope it takes a lot more of the accolades than other things, but I doubt.
I like fun movies. I just like fun movies when they're better written. That's my problem.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if this is more up your bag, like that's great. I just think like I was gonna get to this point earlier when I was gonna talk about the new movie, but like that scene where Superman breaks out of the prison after Metamorpho like helps him out and stuff. And you hear a little bit of the music, the John Williams stuff. I was like, oh god, this shit's gonna be fucking awesome. And then when he saves Crypto fucking bumps into him and does some dumb James Gunn-ish joke, and I'm like, fuck. I thought I was gonna get something cool.
I thought. And
then of course there's the fucking scene where another scene that could have been fucking cool was the whole speech between Superman and Lex, and then fucking Crypto had to jump in and fucking Hulk Loki'd him, like from Avengers.
I'll be honest with you, that is one part that still irks me. That's one part that still irks me about
it. Didn't bother me as much the second time around. It was because the second time I also noticed that, like, I think from my memory was like Lex was kind of getting up in Superman's face.
Yeah, he was like coming towards him.
Yeah, and that's like that to me. Like the second time around, I'm like, oh, okay, because Sadie does that shit, especially around my kid, because my kid who's autistic and he gets animated, and when my kid gets animated, she thinks he's getting mad at me or coming at me or something like that, so she'll get all like with him and shit like that.
I think part of it just has to do with like I just don't like a lot of Crypto's involvement in the movie because it feels like
that's fair.
That's just too much in James Gunn's like comfort zone. But
at the same time, for me, it was a signal of this is not going to be this over serious Superman, right? Like, I mean, and I get it. A lot of people, because they've lived in a world, and you being a young person in this respect, Runner, like that you've only known the Christ allegory Superman and this very dark, dour, super serious Superman, and people forget that Superman has a fucking little imp called Mxyzptlk.
I mean, I grew up
from time to time. Like, I mean,
I grew up with the cartoons and shit.
And the cartoon, and you see, yeah, and to me, this is more in line with the '90s animated series. Now, yes, is it a little bit more Saturday morning goofier? Absolutely, I'm not going to lie there. But at the same time, I didn't feel like it was as goofy as some people are making it out to be. Especially the second time I saw it, there was times where the audience was laughing where I wasn't, because now that I knew what was coming and what was going on, to me it didn't come off as like this weird humor. It was actually more of a setup for something later on, or there was more to what they were saying or their character development, or however you want to put it. It's hard to explain, I wonder if you see it again, you'll have the same reaction, because most people, not everybody, but most people that I've talked to that have seen it more than once, they usually enjoy it more on their second viewing. There's only been like 2 people that I've talked to that liked it less on their second viewing. So
that's why I want to see it a second time, just to see how I would feel. Because here's the thing, even though I don't like a lot of what James Gunn is planning on, like the one thing that is interesting to me is Lanterns, like the TV.
I am looking. That might come up tonight as well. Green Lantern.
Okay, Lanterns is a little more interesting to me, and that's mainly because one of the characters in this new movie is one of the better parts of the movie, in my opinion.
He is awesome in this movie.
Guy Gardner, who I am a little more familiar with than maybe Greg and Tom would think.
Interesting.
Yeah, Guy Gardner, I was introduced to the character in a Batman cartoon called Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Okay, wait, whoa. You watched Batman Brave and the Bold?
Yes.
That cartoon is so cartoony and campy. It would fit right in the world of this Superman movie.
Yes, but here's the thing, though. Like,
it's almost too campy, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost too much.
I mean, listen, I haven't seen that in so long, though. You got to understand, that was in
my nephew used to watch that show and loved it.
Listen, God, it's almost scary to like even assume what age I was when I watched it, but that was one of the things I did watch, and I remember Guy Gardner from that show. My only thing is like I wish they didn't make him blonde and gave him red hair, but that's a nitpick. That's like about the only thing, but yeah, it was very campy, but here's the thing, as I got older, I kind of got into more of the mature shit. I was like really young when I watched Brave and the Bold. You know what I mean, Greg?
5 years time. Yeah.
Fuck you.
I know, but no, seriously. Like I said, there are things I do like about Man of Steel. I do like Henry Cavill, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt Superman 25 was Superman, and it's like even I mentioned on one of we were on.
But like that's kind of one of the reasons why I wish Christopher McQuarrie did his Superman movie with Cavill, because I think it would have been a little better. What the fuck is wrong?
I'm gonna get copyright for that music. You know that the music gets bad with more than.
Sorry, you can mute it out later.
Yeah, I will.
That pucker has grown on me like a bad rash.
I'm telling you, I've been listening to that and punk rocker like
yeah,
all the time.
Oh, and the soundtrack is really good. There's a lot more of the John Williams theme in there than you realize. I guess.
I will argue this. I will say Lois was right. The Mighty Crab Joy sucked. I do think that is one of the worst songs on that album. Because I was listening to that. That song does suck.
I've never heard of that band in my life.
It's not real. James
because they're not real. Yeah.
Oh, they're not real?
Not real.
No, this is the first James Gunn soundtrack of his more modern stuff that actually has original music on it. With the Crab Joy song. Yeah.
That's weird because like the rock shit I thought was just kind of weird to me. Like there's parts of the
5 years time and the punk rocker song are old songs, but the Mighty Mighty Crab Joy's theme that's at over the credits, that's a completely new song. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Written by James Gunn, and it really isn't a very good song. It does suck.
Also, like the song that they chose for that one Mr. Terrific scene where he has where he puts on that,
he was just playing.
That's what I was just playing.
That's what you were playing?
Yeah, that's what he was playing.
That's weird.
That's the song.
That was not it. There's no way.
Yes, that's the song.
God, I'm tripping right now.
I'll let it get into it a little bit. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute this whole section.
No, don't get Greg in trouble.
It won't get me in trouble. I'll just have to mute it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that is the song.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That song did not fit at all with that scene. That was a really cool scene, and they should have.
It didn't, and now I hear the song over and over again, and I fucking love it. And we'll have fun.
I don't love it for that scene. Like they should have put some.
I didn't either, dude. Totally. That was one of my first gripes. Greg will back me up on it. Like one of my first gripes was like the music in this sucked, and I'm not talking about the score. I'm talking about the actual music. And Punk Rocker was an okay song, but I'm like, yeah, just overall. But after seeing it the second time and then getting the soundtrack, and I listened to it like 2 or 3 times in a row, like the whole soundtrack through. And then I listened to that song like 5 times.
I just didn't think it fit with that character. Like
it's not. I think that's the whole joke of it. Is it's kind of like the scene in from Guardians 2 with Come a Little Bit Closer. That's basically what he's doing.
Yeah, with the
you take like a happy joy go lucky song, but then you have this.
That was better.
Oh yes, I agree with you. It was much better handled there, but
I don't even love Guardians 2, but that scene was great.
I love Guardians 2. I don't care what anybody
says.
I
love Guardians 2.
I do. I know, it's because one day people will step back and they'll realize what I have, and that is that the Guardians trilogy is the Star Wars trilogy, Radu.
Oh no, I've thought of that for a while, actually.
Yeah. And to me, it's the Empire Strikes Back of the series, so that's why I like it the most. It's just my personal opinion, but
see, I disagree with that in the sense where it's like I understand where James Gunn was going in terms of the parallels with the original Star Wars. I just think that there were certain points in 2 that kind of disappointed me compared to the first. Like, I think the first one is like.
Oh, I get it. It's the least favorite for most people.
You know what?
But,
Fucking,
yeah.
I'm gonna show off one of my other picks. I watched this earlier today.
Yeah.
Rewatched it.
Everybody's gonna be like, "What is this James Gunn night?"
It's
Kind
got
of.
me.
Until later, anyway.
And I'm not like the biggest James Gunn fan in the world, so maybe that's another reason why I'm not a big fan of.
See, and this is the thing: is I get called a gun goon all the fucking time, and it's just simply like I just haven't disliked any of his films. I don't personally have anything like I like his taste, evidently, as far as his filmmaking. That is clear.
This film is super. I'm not a big fan of.
Even Super's really good until the last third.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that movie, though.
Super is like almost a good film in my opinion.
It is. It's so good up until that last like 20, 30 minutes, and then it turns into a completely different fucking movie, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing: I'm not a big fan of James Gunn as a person.
And I barely remember what was it, Slither or whatever the one was with the worms.
I love Slither.
I barely remember it. I don't remember hating it, so it must have been all right. So yeah.
I was gonna say this movie and Slither are like probably like the only 2 I really, really like from him.
Guardians is a great movie though.
And you know, his Dawn of the Dead, I had to step out and admit that, you know, fuck, it wasn't that bad of a remake, and they actually added some really interesting elements to it.
I mean,
yeah,
I like it a lot.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, is it like a better, like, is it in like the level of like Scarface or The Thing? Fuck no.
No.
But it's one of those remakes that does do a pretty good job of retelling the original story.
But
it has some modernity problems and a little bit too many characters. But like, I love the shit between like Ving Rhames' character and the guy at the gun shop and stuff like. To me, that's like, oh man, that's what helped elevate this from a normal remake.
Yeah.
And I think, what was I gonna say? Like, yeah, like the first Guardians and Slither. I was just gonna say those are like my 2 James Gunn movies. I'd say I really enjoyed. The rest of the stuff is like either all right to just kind of mid. To me, like
we all have, like I said, we all have our different tastes.
Yeah, I see, and this is where I've been comparing him a lot to Tarantino in the last week, and I think that's a very good comparison because Tarantino is one of those guys where a lot of people like him, but there's a large portion of the audience that's just like, he's just not my style. I just can't get into him, or they just don't like any of his shit.
You know,
Gunn has the same thing, but he's more with like sci-fi comedy kind of stuff.
Dude, it's kind of crazy. I've met a decent amount of people from school who some of them are just not big Tarantino fans, and sometimes I'm kind of the outlier in that.
He might be a generational thing, man. I mean, in a way, I mean, Tarantino and Gunn have a lot of similarities.
It's weird because like there's some people that I know that are like not big Tarantino fans, but then I have some friends that are, and it's like, fuck, it's just weird.
Oh, he's definitely an acquired taste of sorts. Like, I mean, there's very few filmmakers like those two, and that's why I kind of compare them as like, and James Gunn does invoke whether pure hatred or pure love, and that's the thing is each and every one of his films that it's like every time I watch them, I like them more. The next time I see them, or I find little things that I like. I mean, even Superman. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a mess. It's this, it's that, and the other. It's like, is it really though? Because I'm seeing all of the themes and the messages that, and I don't mean messaging like in the quote unquote messaging.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what you mean.
The messages and themes that he's trying to say here, and like, even scenes that I was upset about in my initial viewing, I'm not as upset about now because I kind of understand. Like, there's the whole Guy Gardner, like a lot of people were upset, and I was too at first with the whole, like, you know, when the kid's like young, saying Superman, 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 and then everybody starts chanting along with him.
I get the point.
And Guy Gardner shows up. At first I didn't like it, but then after a while I'm going, okay, now I understand it. It's because Guy Gardner was like totally on the fence about Superman, or totally like believed that he was, you know, a piece of shit.
Superman
inspired him. Yeah. So, and you look throughout the film, that's what the whole movie's about. Really, is like all these people that get inspired, even the falafel guy, right? And there's some people that were bitching about that, like, oh, it was so cheesy. Of course, he's sitting there going, I don't have a family, I don't have all this. It's like, yeah, I get that, but that's not the point. He was inspired to sacrifice himself for the better good for Superman, right? Like he inspires everybody to be the best they can be.
Yes. And that's why I say, Runner, I'll let you talk. I know we keep cutting you off. But that's why I say everybody should watch Superman versus the Elite. Please watch that. It is very similar to this movie. Very similar to this movie. A lot of what is done in this movie is in that, and it is based off the comic, which I highly suggest the comic, which is better, but some of the stuff plays better in the movie. Action Comics number 775. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way? I recommend both of them.
I was going to get to that point because I think that speech that he gives to Lex before Crypto ruins that fucking scene, in my opinion, I think it would have been a really badass fucking moment if he actually said it like later down his speech.
I don't know if it was necessary.
I think it would have been much stronger at that point.
I mean, I think it's kind of said already, implied throughout the film. And that's what I kind of thought was funny about this movie is everybody's making such a big deal out of it. But there's a whole scene in this movie where Superman comes in to talk to all the delegates. And they're like, what country do you represent, Superman? He's like, I don't represent any country. It's like, that's a far cry from Truth, Justice, and the American Way right there. And then, of course, all they say is, well, you have to have some sort of sponsor. And, of course, everybody stands up and for Superman. And they're like, well, I guess that'll do. So even that is kind of implied in a sense of like, because like that's the whole story of him. Like, does he represent America in this fight or the other side of things? And that's where like Guy Gardner sees like, oh shit, Superman was right. These people are going to get fucking slaughtered by this, much bigger industrial, military industrial country compared to themselves and all that kind of business. It's like, there's just a lot to it. But anyhow, I get why people didn't like it. It does have its cheesy bits. It is a live action cartoon. I can't deny that. But that's one of the reasons I love it. Because we've never gotten this Superman. We've gotten close to it with the Reeves Superman. But we've never got a true Silver Age Superman, but it also meshes well with the modern age in this movie, in my opinion. And I think that's why the younger kids are really taken to it. And a lot of kids our age are kids. A lot of people our age or that were kids, growing up on things like Super Friends and stuff like that, I think are really taken to it.
Yeah. I will say it's done something a comic book movie hasn't done in a long time for me. And that's because yes, I did like Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. I did like Spider-Man,
which was the last good comic book movie.
I love those movies, but this Superman movie has done something that no comic book movie has done for me since Marvel Phase 1. And that is, it has made me want to go back into my comic books, not buy new stuff, not see a bunch of new comic stuff, but go back into my comic books and read my comics that I haven't read in years because of everything that's gone on with comics and movies and entertainment. Because it's like you know how people like some people can't even watch Star Wars now because of what Disney's done.
Yes.
So this Superman movie has inspired me to go back and read my comic books, to go back and watch some of my old DC animated movies, to go back and watch the Suicide Squad from Snyder. It has inspired me to do that. Not so much get new stuff, but to like remember. It reminded me of a kid, being a kid.
I'm not.
It reminded me why I like that stuff.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though I didn't love this movie, I did start like getting into a little bit of a Superman kick lately. Like I rewatched Man of Steel, and I mean I hadn't seen Superman Returns in a long time, but I rewatched that. So there's that. And I've been kind of just in a DC kick a little bit lately, and might getting into some other stuff. But
if you haven't, I love Marvel, I do. But if you haven't noticed, I've sort of been a DC. I've been a DC fan I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate Marvel comics, but I've just always been like ever since I saw Christopher Reeve Superman, I've been a DC guy. So
it's weird, like.
And I love Marvel too. I read Spider-Man. I read X-Men. I read all the X-Men. I got all those.
It's always a tug of war between DC and Marvel for me because like both Spider-Man and Batman are like always my two guys. If you know what I mean.
Grew up on the Batman animated series and Spider-Man. No way, that was before you.
But I love the Batman animated series though. That I watched that as a kid too. That was good shit, dude.
But anyways, give me your final thoughts on Man of Steel, Superman, and Guardians, and then Tom, give us your final thoughts on Superman 4. We'll start with our picks.
Well, to any old viewers, most of you know how I feel about Man of Steel. I love it. I understand why some people don't like it, and that's fine. It's of acquired taste. I don't love all of Zack Snyder's stuff, but this is one I like from him.
Motherfucker can't even pronounce Krypton. Or should I say Krypton?
Krypton.
Because that's what his father calls it. And he decides he's going to change that. So. The planet Krypton.
I don't. What, Russell Crowe?
Did I not just do a pretty good Russell Crowe impression?
Yeah.
No.
Planet Krypton.
That's why I questioned it. But also, I'm sorry. Fucking Jor-El's done better in this than in the fucking new movie. That's for damn sure. I'll say that.
Maybe because I'm not going to comment on that yet until we know for sure.
That is one of the problems with the new movie too, is we don't know enough about Krypton in general. And here's the thing, I'm not against the fact that this is a year 3 Superman or that this is not an origin. That's great that it's not an origin story. I'm totally down with that. But I just think I think the reason why this movie is divided over that reason is just because it wasn't well established and they didn't make that a focal point. And I think that's a plot line that you could really explore, but they didn't execute it very well at all. I get the point where it's like, oh, he's more human and all that, but like, I think it just could have been executed a little bit better. And I think that's the main problem about the Jor-El scene in the new movie.
But do you really believe anything like
the Jor-El shit in Man of Steel is fucking great. I love it, man. Especially the first fight scene. Amazing.
For one, the whole Jor-El scene is like completely out of order. I felt like it was edited completely out of order. And then, like, I'm sorry, I thought Russell Crowe just wasn't all that great. I thought he was okay.
I loved
it. But to me, he didn't hold a patch to fucking Brando.
I love Brando.
And I don't like the fact that he dies before the planet explodes.
Yeah, that's my point. Is like everything's way out of order and whack, and it just feels weird. And
I didn't have problem
he gets killed, and then it's just her standing there. Like that's not how it goes, man.
But nobody has a problem with that. And like I said, his goal was technically the same thing, for him to recreate basically another Krypton on Earth. They just kind of overlooked that because of the way it's presented. And I'm not even saying that it's true of what's in the actual movie itself yet. We don't know. Like, it could come up. I have a feeling it's going to be a big point or come up in Supergirl. Because if it's true, then I'm sure that's part of the reason she's drinking her emotions away. Because she knows she had this mission she was supposed to come here and complete. But when she got here, she realized, oh, Earthlings aren't as stupid and bad as we thought. And this place is beautiful. We need to preserve it. And just everything she's going through is making her drink right now. And that's just how she's going to come to that conclusion. Or she's just going to toss it away and say, well, that was bullshit. You believe anything Lex Luthor does? Like,
also, I mean, you also could look at it this way with Supergirl is, depending on what, I know they're doing Tom King, which I hate Tom King, absolutely. But if she was,
I think they're just using the aspect of her drinking from Tom King.
Well,
but I could
there's
be wrong,
there's another reason why she could be drinking like that, is because if they're using the story where she was sent to take care of baby Kal-El, and when she got here, he was already grown up. The world's been long gone. She ain't got no parents. She really has no purpose. So, and she sees that, Superman is Superman and all that. So she kind of just like drowns herself in alcohol because, what is her purpose? So, you could do it that way too. There's also that, that's part of her story, is because she did have a purpose. And then when she got here, her purpose was gone. And not only that, she remembers her family. Superman doesn't.
Well, and that's what I was saying, is like, what if it is her mission to take over Earth with Cal? And she changed her fucking mind because she realized, that Earthlings weren't as stupid as Krypton thought.
Yeah, that too. But
I have a weird, I just didn't like that scene in the end where she called him a bitch and all that stuff. But I have
nobody does.
I have a bigger problem with that scene. She comes into the Fortress of Solitude drunk as shit, and it's like, okay, I understand if you're gonna get drunk as shit over during when you're in the red sun, that makes sense. But when you come over to Earth and you're near a yellow sun, You should be sobered up by now. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, it depends because you saw when they gave him a thing of sun.
It took him a while to get better. He had to.
That's true. That's true. But like,
you're only at 86%.
I think they did a pretty good job that it takes more than just a jolt of fucking sunlight to get
that's
better.
fine.
My biggest problem with that, outside of him calling her a bitch, was the dog is Superman's. It was as much as, I mean, even if you hated the dog or not, Crypto is Superman's dog.
I mean, I'll give you simple. I'd rather it be Superman's because then maybe it'd fucking behave well and wouldn't be an.
Well, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen in the second in Supergirl.
See, I'm not.
She's like going to realize how irresponsible she is.
I was going to ask
give Cal the dog.
I was going to ask you two this question because I don't know if I have the same opinion as you guys, but like since you two really enjoyed the new Superman movie, which is great. Are you looking forward to Supergirl?
Kind of. I mean, I've got worries, concerns, reservations, however you want to, you know.
That's cool. What about you, Greg?
I've got worries, concerns. I'm not. I honestly, I don't think it's a smart move to make her your second movie.
I agree, 100%.
But and I'm not a fan of Tom King at all. And I know they're basing her movie on his story, but I've also heard that they've changed a lot of what he, you know, so it's not completely his story. So they've changed a lot because they know people don't like it. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I can't deny. Like I said, I hate John Cena. Now I'm kind of interested in watching Peacemaker. And I absolutely cannot stand John Cena. And I'm really looking forward to Lantern.
Part of me is curious. Like, it's just my curiosity is why I maybe might watch Peacemaker. Because
I'm gonna start watching it tonight. I've seen one episode and I didn't care for it, but
that's the thing.
I have a feeling you don't even need to watch the first season to get into the second season.
That's my whole thing because I saw that clip from like, you know, the
Has the second season even come out yet?
I don't think so. When does that come out?
Coming out like
I was gonna say yeah, because he's already teased some cameos and some other things.
I saw that clip of fucking Jason Momoa and Ezra Miller in like the last episode or whatever, and I thought that was fucking awful. Where he tells Aquaman
they're clearly gonna have some demarcation where it's a new universe.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, clearly they're gonna address it somehow.
That's the kind of vibe I get.
Have you guys not seen the trailer?
No.
Well, we saw it. They played it in front of the
They didn't for us.
They didn't for me.
Okay, so like.
Well, I went to a matinee, so they don't do that.
Spoilers, but in the trailer, it starts with Peacemaker saying, "I found a portal to another world that is way better than ours," and it does show Rick Flag. He's in it from Superman. Is in it, and he.
So it's supposed to be the same Rick Flag then,
Rick
probably.
Flag Senior.
It's Rick Flag
Senior. Yeah, but I think it's still
Superman.
supposed to be the same character though.
Which that's what I'm curious about because he said, "Oh, I found a portal to another world and it's so much better than ours. It's so much funner over here." And then it just goes through a bunch of clips of the show, and it does show Frank Grillo throwing a punch at Peacemaker and stuff. So that actually kind of made me curious about what's going to happen in that season. And Boba Fett in the Christopher Reeves one, he does get drunk. So, but like in comic book lore, he can't get drunk on Earth. So it just really depends on who's adapting it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the best part about Superman 3 where he gets drunk is just the memes at the end of the day.
The best part about Superman 3 is after he gets drunk, he has an awesome fight with Clark. That is awesome.
Okay, I guess it's supposed to be Kinnaman is technically supposed to be Junior.
That's what I'm curious about.
That's what I assumed.
They don't even seem like they're that much difference in age.
That's what the thing is. Like, yeah, their ages are the same, and they are talking about multiple Earths. So
yeah,
I'm curious. That's the only thing that's really got me curious, especially after watching Suicide Squad. I was like, how are they going to do this?
Well, Frank Grillo is 60.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I would have thought he was like 48 at most.
No, I guess he is. He's 60.
Bro, he's like the same age as my dad. What the fuck?
I wouldn't have guessed that.
And Joel Kinnaman is our age. So you know what? That doesn't.
Okay, see, now I'm psyched for that because I would love to see Frank Grillo.
I mean, he was pretty young when he had him, but.
See, that kind of gets me because I would love to see Frank Grillo kick his ass. I didn't even think Frank Grillo was 60. I would have thought he was like 48. So, okay.
That's kind of crazy.
That's kind.
I mean, yeah, it's you got to do some fudging in your head a little bit.
Yeah, you got to do some fudge. Yeah, big time.
Because otherwise, I think he would be, 15 when his kid would have been born?
Yeah.
He'd have been born in 65. Because, I mean, I'm 45, and my dad was born in 54. So he'd be 10 years younger than my dad. And yeah, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, Guardians is awesome. Man of Steel. Superman is awesome.
listen.
Time.
You know what? I'll correct you on that statement. Guardians is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Man of Steel is Man of Steel, and Superman is Superman.
There you go.
And what about? I'm saying that because I think most people can agree that Guardians is good. That's a lot of people really like that movie. Man of Steel is depending on kind of how you feel about it, just by your own perception. And same with this new Superman movie.
It's however you feel about it.
Yes.
Exactly. And like I said, like I have said, I mean, yes, I absolutely cannot stand The Last Jedi. I think what Disney has done is horrible to Star Wars.
Yes.
But I would never take anybody's enjoyment away from it if you love it.
I
would never take it. And like I said,
I know
I
people
respect people on so much level because our tastes are our tastes. We like what we like, and we don't all have to like the same thing. And it's okay. It is okay.
I know people who like not Man of Steel, fucking Last Jedi. And it's like, hey, I don't agree with you, but if you like it, whatever, like, that's great.
Yeah. Tom, any thoughts on Superman 4? Because I know you didn't get to talk a lot about it, but if you want to go ahead and talk about it.
It's not a good movie. And noticing this time, like, how much of a ripoff the original film it was. And I know Christopher Reeve and I think it was Mark, who the hell was his name? That wrote it, Rosebaum or whatever. Fuck, he's written a bunch of other shit or whatever his name was. But Mark Rosenthal, yeah. And it just, I noticed how much of it was just kind of like, just to kind of like, you know how in the 80s they were always just kind of remaking the first movie over and over again in a lot of sequels.
Yeah.
This movie definitely is that. There's a lot of crap in it to where they're just trying to remake the first movie and parts of the second movie with Meteor, the Nuclear Man, which is basically just the Kryptonians all over again, just in one guy. I mean, down to even just specific things. So it's kind of amateur, and I'm not trying to cut down Christopher Reeve, but you can definitely tell he was not somebody who's been writing for a long time.
Yeah.
beyond the canon problem, because I don't think that even if he had the money, the movie would have been that great. It would have just been, okay, so it's a lot like the first film, so we're back down, to Earth again, or whatever you want to call it. So
I think his heart was in the right place. He just couldn't execute it the way he wanted it.
No. And beyond that, like I said, this time I'm just kind of noticing, like, really at the end of the day, I think he just wanted to remake the first movie. Because, I mean, there's story beats, like I said, rhythms and scenes and shots that are just basically straight up remake of the first two films. So,
All right. Well, how many do you guys all have?
I got 2 left.
You got 2, Runner?
I got 2.
I got 2 left too. And I'm going to go ahead and show mine because we can close out this whole DC thing because it is a DC thing and we don't have to stay on this one long. But after watching that, I was also inspired to watch Green Lantern Emerald Knights.
I thought we were going to get some Ryan Reynolds.
No. I couldn't watch that. I just couldn't.
Oh God, who could?
I own it, and I did think about watching it, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to put myself through that.
I don't even own that movie.
This is a DC animated one. If you don't want to read the comic books and you're a little curious about the whole Green Lantern Corps, highly recommend this movie. What this movie is by the way, Nathan Fillion voices Hal Jordan in this. Which he was the voice of Hal Jordan for like most of these.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in so fucking long, dude.
Which one?
The one you just showed.
Nights.
Yeah. I remember watching that movie probably around the time it came out or something.
Yeah.
I forgot he was in Suicide Squad as well.
Yeah, he was TDK.
Yeah,
DK, yeah.
you got killed off early.
It was hilarious. What the fuck?
DK stands for the detachable kid.
That was a great line. I love that. No, but this is a 6 interlocking stories. It's like a anthology movie that tells you basically the history of the Green Lantern. So if you don't want to go through years of comic books, just watch this because this is all boiled down to 6 stories that explains the Green Lantern Corps, how each got the popular ones got the rings and everything, and where it was headed and everything. Done by the people that have worked with Bruce Timm, the people that worked on the comics and everything. Nathan Fillion is Hal Jordan, basically telling the story to a new recruit, each story to the new recruit as they get ready to face an oncoming threat that all ties into this threat. So there you guys have it. If you're curious about the Green Lantern Corps, not all of them are great, not all 6 stories are great, but they're all done pretty well. Where it's an enjoyable movie. And so if you're a DC fan, I've always been a huge Green Lantern fan. Superman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Batman, Booster Gold, and Spider-Man and X-Men were probably my comics I read the most growing up as a kid. So, but there you go. I just wanted to make that quick because I know we went with like an hour and 30 minutes on all that stuff. So,
Yeah,
check it out, Green Lantern. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. I may or may not watch the Ryan Reynolds one before next week. We'll see how I feel if I even want to put myself through that. Because I'm kind of curious. I haven't seen it since it was released. Since I bought the Blu-ray. How many years ago was that movie made? Is that like 2000 and I want to say 2008 maybe? I haven't seen it
like
since
11
then.
or I thought that was 11.
Was it? How long ago was it?
I think it was 2011. The Ryan Reynolds one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2011.
Let's see.
I remember.
Oh,
I remember
2011. And I remember it being such a long time ago.
No, I just remember the fucking Subway advertisements and shit because they would give you like the green glasses and shit. I had those as a kid.
That's great. I am curious about lanterns, and Damon Lindelof does worry me. He does worry me because
I didn't know he was a part of it.
J.J. Abrams acolyte, so that does worry me a little bit. But I don't remember if he's still a part of it though. I don't know if I quite remember if he's still a part of it.
Let me look this up because Lanterns is one of the more interesting things I might watch.
But yeah, I just wanted to make that quick. I didn't want to harp on that because I know we've been going on that stuff. But check out Green Lanterns, Emerald Knights. It's a pretty fun. It is an animated movie. So. Okay,
so the writing credits for Lanterns are Tom King, Damon Lindelof, and Chris Mundy.
Maybe Chris Mundy will fix everything.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Motherfucker that most of us don't know. He might. Yeah, those.
Yeah, I'm still interested though. I'm still interested, but that kind of hurts.
King, though, that Tom King hurts though.
But anyways, there's that. Who wants to go next? Who wants to do their next pick? Runner, let's go to you. Let's see what your next pick is.
My next pick. I watched this last night. It's
Debbie Does Dallas.
No.
No Country. You gotta say it out loud. Some people are just listening.
One of the ones I didn't get for the sale.
No Country for All Men. I did get this in the sale. Unfortunately, this had to be one of my Amazon buys. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I couldn't get it on Barnes & Noble in person or online, so I had to get it on Amazon, unfortunately. But most of the stuff I've gotten from Barnes & Noble, but this is like the one exception.
All right, and that's fair. That's fair.
But I've been wanting to get this movie on like not in full price, but just like a proper sale. You know what I mean? Because this is a fucking fantastic movie. This is a great movie. You guys have obviously seen it, right?
Yeah, seen it.
Okay.
Flip the coin, the shotgun, silencer, barrel, all the good stuff.
It's your lucky quarter.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Don't put it in your pocket. Anywhere but your pocket. This is a good movie. I fucking love it. My dad for the longest time kept bugging me to see this movie, like a few years ago, and I watched it and I was like, "All right, Dad, I finally saw it. Yes, it's fucking great." I understand the hype
You
with
talk
this.
to your father like that?
my dad is like that with other movies where he'll just keep bugging me to like watch certain shit, and I'm just like, all right, fine, I'll watch. But then like I'll like bug him for certain things that I recommend, and he just doesn't fucking watch any of those.
He's your dad. He don't have to do what you tell him to do, but you have to do what he tells you to do.
No, I've accepted that at this point.
You watch this movie, I ain't watching that shit you recommend. You watch this.
Well, like I was gonna watch it either way because like I'd seen some of the Coen brothers' other stuff. It's one of their, I'd say it's definitely one of their darker films that they've made, but yeah, it's a good film. It's got a great fucking cast. Javier Bardem, of course, is amazing. Josh Brolin's great. Tommy Lee Jones. Woody Harrelson has a great part in it, even though he's not in it for much. Oh my god, I forget her name, but she played Diane in Trainspotting. She was Josh Brolin's wife. She was pretty good in it.
Trainspotting. I don't remember. I don't know her name. I never saw Trainspotting.
Well, she was a lot younger in Trainspotting, but she plays Josh Brolin's wife in No Country for Old Men. I just forget her name. But yeah, it's a fun, great movie. Like, did you see the? I don't know if any of you watched Joe Rogan, but like, did you see the Josh Brolin episode?
I have not.
Okay, so
Whoa.
they talk Kelly McDonald, thank you. Yeah, that she's good in the movie too. But like there was a really fun moment where in the podcast Joe Rogan tells him, "Hey, you know what's my favorite movie of yours?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "No Country for Old Men." And then he says, and then Josh Brolin asks, "Why?" He's like, "Because it's so fucked up." And then they talk about the movie and shit, and they break down the whole scene where he's at the gas station or whatever with the coin, and just how like brilliantly done that scene is of just like how like fucking like Javier Bardem, like the way he captures a fucking psychopath in this is just, I mean, apparently, like, I don't know if you heard about this, but like psychologists have said like that's like the most accurate depiction of a fucking psychopath
Yeah, I've heard
in
that. I
cinematic
heard that.
history.
Yeah, I did hear that. I saw that somewhere. I can't remember where, but I saw it somewhere.
I just remember seeing it on social media and shit, and I'm like, I wouldn't be super surprised because, yeah, man, like he does some type of shit that you just wouldn't really expect, which, and it's definitely not, it's definitely different compared to like how other psychopaths are, you know, depicted, even like Hannibal Lecter and shit, you know, like it's just one of those type of movies. Plus, in the podcast that I was referring to, Josh Brolin mentions like the Coen brothers had done like 2 other movies that weren't really big hits of theirs, and it didn't do their careers too well compared to like some of their other shit, obviously, like Oh Brother and Big Lebowski and all that. Like Lady Killers was one of their, I think that was like the last movie that they had done before No Country, but that didn't do too well with them, and like Tom Hanks was in that and all that shit. And then there was some other movie that they did with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And those didn't do too well for the Coen brothers, so they kind of had to scale down on kind of just going old-fashioned, you know, doing something a little more low budget, lower concept, because those other films were higher concept in comparison to No Country, so they kind of had to scale back and do something a little more of an indie type thing, and this was kind of it. No Country, that movie.
Yeah.
And Josh Brolin even said that like he didn't make jack shit off that movie. He did it. the one movie that he did get a lot of money from, funnily enough, was American Gangster with Denzel and Russell Crowe.
Oh,
And that was
yeah.
because of the box office. Apparently it did so well with the box office that he got a bonus off of that.
That's how you play the game.
Yeah, because before that he said that he wasn't really making much, even though he was doing some things like No Country and shit.
Yeah. You gotta get that celebrity boost. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. And then obviously later down the road he was fucking Thanos.
Yep. Why would he be doing that? That's gross. That's just gross, Runner. It's gross.
What's gross?
He was fucking Thanos. You don't go for. I mean, just come on, man.
He was Thanos.
You're missing the joke.
I bet I am. I'm a little tipsy right now.
You said Josh Brolin was fucking Thanos. That's why I was. Anyways,
you never know. He might have been fucking Thanos. But he fucking played Thanos.
There you go.
Like
really? Tarantino directed Brolin's audition tape. That's interesting.
Oh, that's right. You don't know this story?
No.
Oh God, this is a great story. Okay, so I think Tarantino directed his audition tape for No Country for Old Men. Robert Rodriguez did the lighting. Like he was like kind of doing like making sure the lighting worked for the camera, so he's like kind of doing the camera gaffing work and shit. And when the Coen brothers looked at the audition tape, they were more curious as to who shot the audition tape compared to his fucking audition. They cared less about his audition compared to who shot the audition tape. They were wondering who shot the audition tape, and it was fucking Tarantino when they were making Grindhouse at the time, because Josh Brolin was really busy making Planet Terror with Rodriguez at the time, but you know, he wanted to audition for Coen brothers.
Nice.
That is a fun fact I forgot to mention, but I think he did mention that in Rogan's show as well.
Is this true? Was Heath Ledger the first choice for Lewin Moss?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
Nice.
I actually like that movie.
All right. You done?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to really say. I love the movie. It's a great movie. I'm glad Criterion has it in their collection, and I got it on their sale.
Cool.
But like, it was so weird because when it first like dropped, it was like not available for quite a bit. It was sold out on their website.
That happens sometimes. And speaking of which, I did see that the Criterion Barnes & Noble sale is going on till July 27th. So if anybody still wants to buy from Barnes & Noble's Criterion sale, it goes till July 27th.
Yeah, do it.
So I'd do that if I was you guys. Tom, let's go to you if you're ready for your next pick.
Yes, indeed. Well, we got another anniversary 4K Steelbook released last week from Paramount. And I didn't really expect much from it, but I thought it was actually a fairly good scan. And the movie aged better than I thought it would, considering. But as if...
Oh, yes. I was going to get this.
I got the 30th anniversary of Clueless that comes with the Steelbook and some postcards and poster and
holy shit!
other
I thought
stickers
that was a second Steelbook for a moment.
I was going to buy this third version, but it's won't be here till like August. So,
but yeah, no, I just stuck it in just to see how good it looked, and much like, okay, so here's the story of how I saw this movie in the first place in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the summer of '95, and I think we had seen each and every. My cousin and I used to go like almost every weekend to the movies, and we had seen like all the big movies that were out from everything else. So like, I saw the poster and I'm like, I saw a trailer for this and it's probably a fucking stupid chick flick comedy, but it kind of almost looked like the female version of Dumb and Dumber. Maybe we should check it out as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up liking it. Like, it was very well done. It's, obviously a modern take on Jane Austen, but Amy Heckerling does a really good job with it. It makes it accessible to not just women, right? Like there's characters and the story flows well enough and you're interested in the characters and it does a really good job of, even though portraying these clueless ditzy valley girls, it actually shows that no, they're not as stupid as you think. And then you also have Paul Rudd's character who's great and her dad, I forget the actor's name, but he's always good. Yeah, he's great in just about everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got Breckin Myers and, of course, what's her face? I just forgot her name, who does the voice of Luann. Brittany Murphy and all that kind of stuff as well. And it's just a fun, it's a capsule of the 90s. Yeah. Right? It's a time capsule. So, I mean, if anything, most people, if they hadn't seen it or grew up with it, I don't know how girls or, modern kids would react to this film, but I don't know. I ended up just, like I said, I put it in just to see how good it looked because I swear I had the DVD somewhere, but evidently I don't. Because I know I hadn't seen this in a long time. Maybe I never did have the DVD and I just only had the VHS. I don't remember, but it just held up pretty well. And like I said, I just found myself, before I knew it, I just put it in just to see what it looked like, and it was like 37 minutes into the movie already before I even thought about it. And I'm like, holy shit, I might as well just finish watching it now. And I did, and it holds up. Now the special features, I'll be honest with you, they're very geared towards like teenage kind of girls. I haven't really watched many of them, but outside of like the commentary and I think like one short like featurette on the making of the film, most of it's like the valley speak and other things that the kind of stuff they usually gear towards teenagers on these kind of Blu-ray DVDs. So but overall I thought it was a kind of nice repackaging of the film, a movie that doesn't often get a lot of notice, especially considering the summer that it came out. It was a summer full of other blockbusters like Die Hard with a Vengeance and Batman Forever and all that kind of business. So yeah, and other comedies of that year even still are like even more popular, probably like Tommy Boy, even though I think this did way better at the box office than Tommy Boy did. I'm sure on video afterwards, Tommy Boy probably blew it out of the water. Yeah. I think Billy Madison also came out this year too, and Bad Boys and some other stuff. So
listen to all the movies we got back then.
Yeah, 95 was a pretty big year. People forget how big of a year it was as far as movies.
Great movies. Yeah. We don't get that anymore, seriously. But no, much like you, like you're grown up. I'm a boy. I'm a man.
You are?
Yes. And it's like, I don't know if I want to watch this girly movie, but I remember Alicia Silverstone was pretty hot in the Aerosmith video. Maybe we'll give it a shot. And you watch it and you find yourself getting into this and you're like, this movie is pretty funny and pretty solid and a good cast. And it like you said, it is accessible to men and women to find something in it. So, I agree with you. I mean, it does sort of take you by surprise. And I meant to buy that, but like the standard was it wouldn't ship till August and I could have got it for like $16. So I was like, it wouldn't be here in time, but yeah, it's glad to know it looks good and stuff. Well, Tim, I was a boy growing up. Now I am a man and I have affinity for women. So boobs. But
the magic word.
Yeah, so which may come up in my next pick. But any other thoughts or anything else you want to say about it, Tom? Or you...
No, I can recommend it, and I think you, like as you pointed out, it will be getting a standard edition as well. It's pretty decently priced. I don't even think I paid $40 for this. Yeah, and this is the ultimate special edition. Like, and it comes with a shit ton of stickers and a poster and all kinds of other shit. So. I mean, the standard edition, I think, is in that $20 range. So I got to give Paramount credit, even though not all of their releases are that great. They at least don't overcharge for them, and they're affordable, and they got a decent selection. So, and this one just didn't feel like anybody really fucked with it as far as like any picture wise. And I mean, I was kind of worried, and this is why I checked it out at first. I'm like, okay, thinking this is a women's geared title. I'm curious if they'll scrub the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Because you know how women would probably be like, and it's all grainy and bad, or it's all fuzzy. No, they didn't. It's got a nice grain structure, and I mean, it's not like. I mean, I'm sure they did some management, obviously, but I mean, it doesn't. I didn't see any floating grain anywhere. Didn't notice any telltale signs that any over management or anything like that had been done to it. And I think it's the same old 5.1 soundtrack from the old Blu-ray and DVD. So
well, that's good. It's good to know. I'm looking forward to getting my copy whenever it shows up. Because I do like the movie. It is a fun movie. I think it's a bit of a timeless movie.
I've actually never seen the movie.
Really?
it's actually pretty good, Runner. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's about Cher, this girl who's she's this valley chick, and she's not. I wouldn't call her the most popular girl in school, but she's pretty pop. She's one of the more popular ones.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets in. It's just kind of her introducing her life. Her father's a lawyer, so she's really good at arguing, and her mother is gone. She lost her when she was young in a freak liposuction accident. It's actually a really funny movie.
Yeah,
and Paul Rudd's really young in it, and he shot this right after he shot Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But this
he's
came
really
out
good
first
in it too. Yeah,
and he's good in it. And Breckenmeyer and Brittany Murphy. But this was one of Brittany Murphy's first movies. She's really cute in it, and she's kind of like this misfit punk rock girl that comes to the school, and Cher just kind of gets this idea that she's going to turn her into a project. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where the movie kind of kicks off with its plot. And then it becomes this whole, like, if you're familiar at all with the Jane Austen story, I'm trying to remember which one it is. Is it Pride and Prejudice, or is it one of the other ones?
Yes, I think it's Pride and Prejudice, and it's also a little bit of Taming of the Shrew as well.
A little bit, but that's more 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah,
but
yes, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but anyway, it's like, she starts like playing matchup between all these people. And then it's kind of Emma. That's the one. I was just saying. I don't think it's Pride and Prejudice. I was gonna say, yeah. Thank you, Doba Fett.
Yes.
Yeah. Which has been redone a million fucking times. So,
times. Yeah. But like the comedy's pretty solid. It's that 90s comedy, so it's pretty solid in that area. And yes, it's very much very 90s.
Like one of the jokes is her father's so much of a lawyer that he's more proud of her for getting getting grades that she negotiates for than actually earns.
Yeah. Way to go. You argued it too.
I couldn't have been more proud of you than if you actually earned the A yourself.
Yep. It's great.
Her dad is the lawyer from Addams Family. The first Addams Family. That guy. Yeah. Well, I'm sure he has no idea who the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, he has no idea. I'm sure he's never seen Cheers either, because he's from Cheers. He's from Night at the Roxbury.
I've heard of these things.
Addams Family.
You've seen the Addams Family, right? The one with Raul Julia and all that stuff, haven't you?
I might have seen some of it. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I'm not like
I'm talking to Rookie.
Anyhow, yeah.
Where is Rookie?
God,
he's working at fucking Subway like always.
Fucking god damn it! And they're cutting my fucking hours where I work. Probably why I'm able to make the show.
He's the bad guy president from Commando with Arnold. There you go.
I've seen Commando.
He's in it. But, speaking of girls, this is just to go off yours, almost in the same vein.
All we really want is girls.
Speaking of which, I watched the movie Tomboy, starring Betsy
interesting.
Russell. Yes.
That's been one I've hovered over a few times and I still haven't got.
It's not a bad little movie. It does have a bit of a message.
I think I might have saw it on cable back in the day. Sorry.
Yeah, no. You probably did. It's one of those cable staples. It does have a pretty decent message, in it for women. Maybe doesn't quite stick the landing of it at the end, but it does have a bit of a like women power message to it. But it also plays heavily to the male gaze. So the story is about Betsy Russell plays Tommy Boyd, who is a Tommy boy, I should say. And she's very cute in this movie, which is something we don't get a lot of nowadays. Is like you don't get tomboys. So she was raised to be a mechanic. She's a mechanic. She works at a shop. She likes boy stuff and everything, and she has like speaking of which, sort of like the ditzy best friend, sort of like Cher, but not like in that vein. She's a little more wild, but she has like this blonde girly girl best friend, and she works on building cars and everything, and she ends up meeting her like this race car driver who actually it took me a minute, and this wasn't on purpose, but the guy she ends up falling in love with in this movie is Superboy. He played Superboy in the Superboy TV series. So that was not played. Speaking of which, there, Dope Fett got to it before I could. Yes, Gerard Christopher, who played Superboy. So it does tie into the theme tonight thing. But like she proves that a woman can race cars, can build cars. It has that message to it. There's a lot of boobs in this movie. Even her boobs are showed. So there's a lot of boobs in this movie for the men. And Michael Douglas is trying to remember if it was his son or his brother. I can't remember what they said. He's in this movie. He plays like the rich, smarmy, blonde-haired guy that you see in the movie. Like in those 80s movies. But no, it's a pretty solid movie. So, like you were speaking about like Clueless and stuff. I thought that, hey, that helps actually ties into this. So I got to give a shout out to Rick, our good friend Rick, who sent me this Blu-ray, because I believe this is out of print, sadly. This is a Scorpion releasing, and I believe it's out of print, so it's hard to get your hands on a Blu-ray copy of this. No, but if you guys don't know who Bessie Russell is Jigsaw's wife from the Saw movies, for those who are familiar with the Saw movies. But she was also in a bunch of like 80s teen movies like this and all that. His brother, I couldn't remember. I watched the special features behind it, but I couldn't remember if they said it was his brother or if it was his son. I think it might be his brother. Yeah, but Michael Douglas' brother, and he plays a smarmy, rich, blonde-haired guy in every 80s movie. That he has the money, he's funding the race car and everything, and like it comes down to like the guy she falls in love with, who's like supposed to be the best race car driver around. They end up challenging each other to a race because she built her own race car, and so whoever wins was going to get the guy that's going to fund the race's money and everything like that. And if you get where that's going, because it proves, it's a pretty good message for young women about hey, yeah, you can. It's okay to be into stuff like guys can do, and still, and also she likes guys. So I mean, it's not just saying, oh, you're into guy stuff, so you're clearly this. So no, but it plays nice into that, and it has a pretty decent message, which doesn't quite stick at the end, because like even though she wins, it's like we'll use your car, we'll name it Tommy, but he's still going to drive it. So it's sort of good, it doesn't quite stick it, but it's a fun little slice of the 80s. I dug it. I hadn't seen it in a very long time. I didn't remember a whole lot of it. So, and I didn't remember Gerard Christopher was in it from Superboy. It took me a minute because I was like, I know this guy. Why do I know this guy? Where do I know this guy from? Superboy. Finally clicked at the end when it was. I was like, oh, this is Superboy. But yeah, if you've never seen it, I do recommend it. It's pretty good. It's a pretty fun movie. It's very 80s, very like teen. Like, well, it's not teen because they're adults in this, but it's in that vein of like those movies from the 80s where like the sex comedies and everything. So yeah, there you guys have it. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. But yeah, I don't know what else I could say. I don't know what else I could say about it. It looks good. It looks pretty good. I guess that's the best we're ever going to get it. Does anybody know what happened to, speaking of which, Tom or anybody, does anybody know what happened to Scorpion releasing? Because I don't think they release stuff anymore. I think they're gone.
Not offhand. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because I think they also released Rapid Fire, I think was one of the
Unless they got, because weren't they part of like Vinegar Syndrome or something like that? Initially, or like I know Vinegar, a couple of the titles I'd get from there once in a while. Where
this feels like a Vinegar Syndrome title.
Yeah, so I don't know if they just got soaked up in there, or if they're just one of their partner labels or something. I don't know.
I would say because some of the stuff they've released is all out of print now, and I don't see anybody else picking them up anytime soon. So, but no, I mean, there you go. This could be a good double feature for Clueless. However, this is a little more spicier than Clueless, because there is nudity in this movie, so be aware. And the lead woman does show herself off. But yeah, that's about all I really have to say about that. If you guys never seen it, check it out. It's a fun little slice of the '80s, one of those classic type of movies like that. It could maybe go a little better with like some, not compared to Clueless, but maybe a little something compared to this over that, like maybe Police Academy or something, something better. But yeah, there you guys have it. Check out Tomboy if you've never seen it. Good movie. All right, Runner, are you
Wait,
done?
You brought on Tomboy? Tommy
You
Boy?
No, I did not bring on Tomboy.
I
Tommy
thought you
Boy.
said Tommy Boy.
Tomboy.
Oh, Tomboy.
Tomboy.
Jesus Christ. I'm on a fucking other world right now.
I did find it funny. Her name is Tommy Boyd in the movie. Her name is Tommy Boyd.
Tommy Boyd.
And she's a tomboy.
That's a little too on the nose, but yeah.
It is a little too on the nose. It's campy, man. I like campiness. What can I say? I like that. I'm into that stuff. I like cheesy B campiness stuff, man. It puts a smile on my face. But yeah, it's a little like, really, they're gonna call her Tommy Boyd, really. So, but there you guys have it. Runner, do you have another movie, or do you have one more?
I have one more, and is it the last one that you have, Tom?
If it's the same one, yeah.
It might be the same one.
You know which one.
Well, go ahead and do yours, and then we'll see if
we're
it's
about
the
to
same
rage it up. So, is it the same movie?
All right, Tom, go ahead. Why do you hate this fucking movie?
No. You go first. Tell us why you like it.
Okay.
You gotta say the name of the movie too.
Okay. I guess.
Say the name of the movie.
Sinners.
Okay.
It stars Michael. Well, Michael B. Jordan, and there's Michael A. Jordan as well in this movie.
It's
the same guy.
It's the same person.
That's the joke.
It took me like a fucking 45 minutes to figure out what the fuck was going on with that. I'm like, is that a different guy or is it the same? That's Michael B. Jordan twice. Okay.
I knew it was the same guy the whole fucking time.
I didn't. But that's just because of the. I just
kind of the whole point.
Yeah, I get it. Like in that respect, like yeah. Go ahead and finish your thoughts on it.
Okay.
I mean, you kind of briefly talked about it backstage. I can see why you didn't like it. I just didn't view it that way. I love this movie in terms of like a world building standpoint. I did like the vampire stuff in
world building for a sequel that's never going to happen.
I don't need a sequel for this. That's fine. You don't need to make a sequel out of everything.
No, you don't. But why world build then?
You can world build and it be a one-off. It's
that's
just
true. That's true. That is true.
It's just one of those things where maybe in the future, like long in the future, if somebody else that wants to take it over has the rights to do it, then sure. Because I mean, there's literally a whole deal. I don't know if any of you knew about this, but like, it's Coogler got the same kind of deal that like Tarantino got for Once Upon a Time, where after a certain amount of years, he gets the entire rights, and not Warner Brothers. Like after like 20 years or whatever, Tarantino will get all the rights to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Sony.
Yeah.
Like Sony is not going to have the rights to that for too long. Same with Warner Brothers for Sinners. So it's, yeah, I enjoy the movie. It's not a perfect movie, but I had fun with it. I think I mean, whether you debate if it's a horror movie or not is kind of there, but it's one of the better vampire movies, I'd say, of this year. I mean, best film of the year, it's one of the better ones, I'd say. I mean, we're like halfway through the year, so. And I get it. I get it if some people think it's overrated. I mean, I love this movie from a technical standpoint too. I love that it's shot on film. I love the production design. I love the sound in it because I saw it in Dolby Cinema when I saw it in the theater. I didn't get to see it in IMAX, unfortunately, but I love the way it's shot. I like that too. And yeah, like the world building, like I said, like if you're gonna like whether you like Ryan Coogler or not, he's really good at that type of shit.
I gotta say this before it all gets started here, and I'm excited for this. I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie, so I have no dog in the hunt. But I will say I have not.
I think it's Michael B. Jordan's like best performance I've seen him give.
The one thing I will say is I have not been interested in seeing this movie at all. That's the one thing I can say.
I'll say this: the trailer.
I'll leave it to you guys now.
The trailers didn't do it any justice for me. I was interested only because I saw a clip of Ryan Coogler talking about the different like film aspect ratios and all that kind of stuff, and it kind of was like
that's more interesting than the movie.
I mean, that's kind of what sold me in the sense where I'm like, okay, this guy clearly loves the art form. I'm kind of a sucker for all that type of stuff. So that's really what made me want to watch the movie more than the trailers or any marketing that this movie really had. And also like if you get the 4K, I don't know if the Blu-ray has it too, but it does switch aspect ratios. So, which is kind of...
it looks good and sounds good. I'll give you that.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it. I just didn't see it the way you did. And obviously you have a different viewpoint as much as most people. So, I don't know. I thought the cast was great too. Cast was really good too.
Yeah.
All right, Tom.
Do
you want to show off your copy before you get into it?
It's the same thing he's got. I just took that stupid sticker off the bottom.
Same
one. But yeah.
Rage.
Sinners. I liked it better the first time when it was shorter and called From Dusk Till Dawn and a lot better. This is one of the most pretentious, overrated films I've seen in a long time. And this thing is going to end up winning a bunch of Oscars, and I'm going to throw a fit because this is so fucking stupid because Quentin Tarantino still hasn't got a fucking Oscar. And he wrote this movie 20 fucking years ago! 30 years ago! I'm sorry. Anybody trying to say that it's anything more than a bad ripoff of From Dusk Till Dawn is fucking lying to you. There's nothing in here that's anything more special or unique other than, oh, we're going to set this during the 1930s and have a bunch of racial fucking, themes throughout the entire film. Because every white person in this movie is a piece of shit. If they're not already a vampire. And that's the thing. The vampire thing is so sprinkled throughout that it feels like it comes out of, like, it doesn't even feel like it fits with the movie. Like, if anything, this movie should have been more about, like, either... Because, okay, so part of the plot that doesn't even really get, like, they bring it up, but that doesn't ever get resolved, is that the twins is what they're called. It's Smoke and Stack. And Michael B. Jordan plays both characters. They're supposed to work for Al Capone in Chicago, and they come back down south. And what happens is they ended up stealing a bunch of their booze, but they stole some from the Italians and some from the Irish. This whole little fucking thing that's convoluted and doesn't even really come up again later. So it's like, why is this shit even in the movie by the time you get to the end? But it's like, this movie would have been a much more interesting film had it been about these guys that took off with their booze and they're trying to open this juke joint and they constantly are being, attacked by the mob and the Irish mob, right? Like, that would have been a much more infinitely interesting film and played better with some of the racial bits than making it a fucking horror film about vampires and shit. And the mixing of the music, and it's like, okay, there's so much mixed messaging in this movie that I'm not even sure if Ryan knew what the fuck he was trying to say with it, right? Like, first of all, okay, as long as you're white and you're a vampire, that's bad. But if you're black and you're a vampire, then eventually it's okay, right? Mm-hmm. And there's this whole like fucking subplot by the end of like whether or not you reject the whole idea of becoming a vampire or just, it is so fucking convoluted and stupid, and the way the movie ends is fucking horrible, and you already have a good idea of where it's going to end up anyway, because the movie starts at the end anyway, kind of, other than the future part. but there's this scene that takes you completely out, at least it did for me, took me completely out of the fucking movie, where they're trying to set up this idea that music is the thing that, you know, is where light and dark meet, right? And it's like this whole like fucking
You're talking
thing.
about the whole one shot?
Yes, and it's like you go from like, I fucking hated it. It was even worse than the modern music in Elvis. Okay, and it is so stupid. And I'm just like, this took me completely out of the film. And from that moment on, I hated the movie. Hated it. Why is there twerking in this movie? Why is there twerking in everything?
I didn't even notice the twerking, to be fair. And that's like brief.
6, I bought it because everybody said it was supposed to be the greatest fucking film of the year, and it is dog shit. It is a very good-looking pile of shit. You know, somebody went in there and made sure the shit was all symmetrical and looked really good under the lighting, and they shot it with film, and but it's still shit! And I feel like the only reason nobody's saying what I'm saying is because they're afraid of being called racist. But I'm sorry, this felt like such a black version of fucking From Dusk Till Dawn. I'm surprised I didn't see Michael Jackson and Diana Ross walking down the yellow brick road at some moment. That's how it feels like. It's just, we're going to do that, but we're going to do it in the South and black. It didn't do it for me. I get it, but I think people forgot what good movies are. I swear. And look, I've come to the point where, yes, how I feel about Gunn and Tarantino, I feel the absolute opposite about Ryan Coogler. I have hated every single fucking movie he has made. I was even too nice to Black Panther. Black Panther is one of the worst fucking comic book movies we've gotten in the last 20 years. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There's nothing in that movie that's anything new that we haven't seen before, and the computer-generated effects are fucking wretched. Right? And it's just chock full of stereotypes. And it's the same thing with every Ryan Coogler movie. He made Apollo Creed a piece of shit husband and a deadbeat dad who wasn't there for a kid. And people give him too many passes. And I have a feeling it's just because he's black. And I'm going to tell you, he sucks. He's not good at. He's like the black Zack Snyder at this point, if you ask me, and he's not even that good, because Black Panther didn't even look that good, right? Like,
well, that's more. I'm
trying to figure this guy out. I really am. I don't see anything he's done that has been worth the praise and the money that's been spent on him. This movie was just a glorified fucking white guilt film.
I've not seen it. I can't say, but
they even have a fucking Ku Klux Klan plot. That's the whole fucking bottom of the line. Is that they're gonna come back and kill him anyway, even if there wasn't vampires. So then we get Michael B. Jordan going on this Django Unchained fucking thing in the third act, and it's like, what the?
I tell you, I am not looking.
It's like 5 movies into one. That's the other problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Klan thing. It's like, why is this even here? It mattered in the first shot of the film, maybe, but then when they come back around to it, it's like, oh my God, that is so fucking stupid. Oh my God, is that stupid? It's just like, can we just try to make this any more fucking stereotypical fucking pile it on? It's like there was less racism in The Color Purple. And that's kind of what it reminded me of, is like, okay, even though Color Purple is a good movie, but it was like, I swear there was probably a bunch of people at that time that, other than coming after Spielberg, didn't dare say anything bad about the story or the movie itself, right? Because they were afraid to be fucking ostracized, even back then. So this whole idea about this, people giving this movie such a fucking pass. And I haven't even seen Black Panther 2, and I've heard how horrible that fucking piece of shit is.
Oh, that didn't look good.
It was basically what I was saying it was going to be, from what I heard, a 2-hour fucking, or 2.5 hour fucking funeral for Black Panther.
Oh, everyone knew that. But like,
and Creed 2 was only good because I think Sylvester Stallone wrote it.
And it was good, yeah. And no, Dragonzilla, I will be honest, I am not.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that before the show. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
Didn't he do Ironheart? Didn't he make Ironheart?
He's a producer on it.
He executive produced it.
Well, yeah,
that's only
run a show.
That's only because Ironheart was in Black Panther 2.
So I have not seen this movie, so I can't say in either way. Either way, I have not seen it, so I can't say either way.
I just didn't see it the same way Tom did. Yeah.
It's gonna win all the Oscars, and it's gonna piss me off. Because if a white person made this movie, if it was a white movie, it would be called From Dusk Till Dawn. They wouldn't win, and you know how I know that's the fact? Because Quentin Tarantino has been snubbed almost as much as Steven fucking Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. That's how. And he didn't even direct From Dusk Till Dawn. He just wrote it.
Yeah, he just wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard it. A lot of people. I have heard a lot of people compare it to From Dusk Till Dawn.
It has some.
It's not the exact same plot, but it's similar in a sense.
I was gonna say it's not the exact same thing. There are some parallels, but I'm not gonna like say.
Oh, there's a lot of fucking parallels, and at least with From Dusk Till Dawn, there's a lot clearer message, right? Because at least within Dusk Till Dawn, you have, you know, Harvey Keitel's character who's having this crisis of faith, who's a former pastor. And this whole experience is kind of like, it's more about him and his coming back to God. In this movie, by the end of the movie, you're going, so wait a minute. Is this an anti-God movie? Or is this a pro-devil movie? Or is this a pro-God movie? Or is this what the fuck is this? Because the messaging is so muddled. Because like I said, it's bad to be white and be a vampire, but it's okay to be black and be a vampire.
I didn't see that at all. But
at the end of the movie, that's the way it felt with Stack's character, not to spoil too much. But you're kind of going, what the fuck is this? And he's like, yeah, the only reason you're alive is because I promised not to kill you and shit like that. It's like, oh, fuck this stupid shit.
Well, that's his brother. He doesn't want to kill him, but like
I don't care. It's still dumb. And then the fight they got into and the whole thing, it doesn't even make sense. It's fucking horrible. And it's just, I'm sorry. I just thought it was so fucking convoluted and it's trying too hard, right? Like that's the thing. It feels like that overly, it's like, to me, it's, and I get it. People can like it. I'm not going to knock you if you like it, but to me, this is where I see the demarcation between my tastes and other people's tastes. And I get it. I've gotten a lot of shit in the last week and I put this out there on purpose, knowing very damn well I was going to get a lot of pushback when I said that I did not like this movie and I thought it was one of the most overrated pieces of shit in a long time. Because it was just a waste of 2 hours of my life, over 2 hours of my life. I'll never watch it again. Never watch it again. And it could have been good because I love the period aspect to it. And you're right. Michael B. Jordan was acting good enough in that first part of the movie that it took me a while to figure out, oh, it's him playing both roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so I was trying to figure out who the other guy was. I'm like,
he kind of does.
And it took me a couple times for them to both say, are you two brothers or twins or whatever?
Nah, we're
like
cousins.
Yeah, and that whole thing threw me off too, the whole cousin thing, because they actually all have the same father, so they still technically would be all half brothers, is the whole point. But I think the two brothers actually have the same mother, is the thing.
Kind of a joke to throw that one.
And speaking of Amanda Waller, the chick that plays Smoke's fucking girlfriend, the voodoo chick, she would be a better Amanda Waller than fucking Viola Davis, in my opinion. But that's just because of the look.
You know what's funny? She was actually in Batman versus Superman.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah, she had a scene, and I just remember her from the fucking Ultimate Cut. I think she was. I mean, she might have been in the theatrical, but she was in a scene in the in a bus scene or whatever. But yeah, she was in BVS, so she wouldn't have been cast in that role either way.
This is like I said, I have not seen it. I can't comment on either side.
Jero, I'm sorry you didn't see it, but I felt this was one of the most woke, fucking pretentious pieces of shit I've seen in a long time.
I can't
painting every white person in the movie as horrible, racist pieces of shit. And the fucking and if you think the fucking hip hop fucking Jimi Hendrix bit was bad, that's nothing compared to all of a sudden we get fucking Riverdance in the middle of the vampire attack. From all the Irish vampire. I'm shitting you not. I'm like, is this a musical? What the fuck is going on here? I'm like, I thought it was like just fucking with me at some point. Like, I'm just like going, what the fuck? Because I loved the blues music in the movie, and I loved that aspect of the character, and I loved the kind of tie of how the blues can be something that's on the edge of both light and dark. But then it just goes in this whole other fucking dimension, deranged, ranged, fucking DEI bullshit. Fucking tired of it.
I just didn't see it that way, but that's just me.
That's fair.
I didn't see like, and maybe this is just because like, I'll be fair. I don't use the term woke or any of that shit now because I feel like nowadays it's kind of overused. So maybe that's kind of why.
I feel like if they were going to do this the way they did, there's a much better film in here somewhere that didn't have to be so from dusk till dawny and have all the Ku Klux Klan and the Irish mob shit and all that stuff in it.
Well,
you just have this idea of, you know, people that like, because when the movie starts, I thought this is kind of where it was going. I thought those guys were already vampires at first. Because even though they were out in the day, not everything is always the same in vampire lore. Because that's the other problem, is this movie leans into the vampire lore that I find some of the most ridiculous shit. Like having to invite a vampire into your house. I always thought that was some of the stupidest fucking lore ever. Right? Like a bat asks you to come into your house. Like a rat asks you to come into your house. Like a bug or a vermin asks you to come into your house. No, they sneak in some fucking way, shape, or form. Especially when most vampires can either be in the you know, change shape into a bat, a wolf, smoke, you name it. Like it makes no sense to be like, oh, I can't come into your house unless you invite me in. Like that to me just sounds so stupid. And that's a big aspect of this movie. And I hate, that is one of the pieces of vampire lore that I've always hated and thought was dumb as fuck. Right? But then you have other aspects that because there's a little bit where it kind of leans into almost like a Thing remake for a bit there too, when they do like the whole garlic bit and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff I thought was okay. But then it's like this stuff is starting to feel more and more like From Dusk Till Dawn again. And that was my other issue, is because you had this other possibility of like how they could have taken it as these two guys, they take off from their home, they come back, they're going to start this little juke joint. And what if they were vampires and they were just kind of getting into this lifestyle and the seductiveness of the ability to live forever, right? And what kind of deal you're making with the devil to be able to do that. Because they do get into certain aspects about how it affects your soul, right? And the voodoo chick, I thought, was one of the more interesting characters, right? And then, like I said, but the problem is the movie just goes into this fucking other fucking place halfway through, like Dusk Till Dawn, but then it takes a wrong turn. It feels like you're going in the wrong direction for where this story should be headed. And the vampires just, because you're trying to both, here's where it doesn't work. You're trying to portray the vampires as both bloodthirsty monsters and yet some kind of civilized group of people that actually have this, what could be interesting because they all share the memories of everybody and anybody who's part of the quote unquote clan now.
Okay.
Get it? The clan. You know, like, come on. It's it is right in your fucking face. For all these people that are going, oh, the woke and Superman is right in your face. It's like, no, you're chasing fucking ghosts. You're trying to create shit there. Here, the shit is embedded, dug down deep, so deep that people are fucking bamboozled by all the fucking flash that's on the top of it. When the real point of, and it gets down to, because yeah, that's why I think those two characters are still alive at the end and they're treated the way they are, because it's a whole fucking, ugh. Never mind. I'm done. This movie's a piece of shit. I'm never going to win this argument with people because they're just going to see it as one way and that's it. But at the end of the day, I'll never watch it again.
I feel you. I feel you. I think this show has been a great example. Good night, Steven. Have a good one. I think this show has been a great example of how our tastes are different. I do. Yeah. I really do think this has been, and I hope nobody. I hope nobody took offense. But this is sorry. I'm going to say this real quick, Renner. Then you can speak.
No, that's my fault.
I hope nobody took offense to this because, like I said, it's okay to like what you like, and it's okay to hate what you hate. You know, we are all different people, and if you can't see that and accept that, you know, it is what it is. But I like I said, I haven't seen Sinners. I can't speak on it either way, but I think it's been a great conversation between Man of Steel and Superman, Sinners, Runner's point of view and Tom's point of view. And Runner, if you have anything,
I totally get why people like this movie. Right, there is a lot to like in the movie, but I was taken out of it. Yeah,
I was just gonna point out. I think it's just more of a generational thing with Sinners, and just kind of the way you're.
I don't know about that. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe because I don't know how.
Most people my age fucking love this movie, dude. We just
Oh, I know a lot of people my age that loved it too. I don't know too many people who didn't like it, but there's people I've talked to more in private that didn't like it. And I know Greg knows what I'm talking about, because some people are more afraid than anything to fucking say they didn't like this movie. Because look what happened to me when I did it, and I knew it was going to happen.
Well,
that was completely planned by me. You don't think I didn't know that I was going to have 20 fucking people coming at me? Or more than that, actually, and it's been a lot more than that, saying that I'm a complete fucking moron for thinking that. But you know what? I'm not gonna back down.
I wouldn't want you to. I wouldn't want you to back down.
No, if you don't like a film, you don't like a film. I don't think it's because.
Surprisingly, it's it's already got 205 likes on it.
I think we all need to get past whether or not somebody likes something or what they see and what they see. You got to get past it.
You got to get past it.
Just because I know a lot of people aren't agreeing with Tom, but that's it's his valid point of view that he has. Yeah, and Runner likes the movie. So we have two people on the panel here.
You know what? I'll go as far as I like the movie more than the new Superman movie. I mean, that's very clear, but like I just
what? It looks like I'm in good company. Sorry, because Scribe Light agrees with me. Everything he says right here is completely right. Saw it the other day. At least 45 minutes too long. Yes. The dance scene with the time-bending cultural mishmash was completely bizarre and took us out of the movie. Yes. The bit where the lady who invited all the vampires in for the final fight was laughably stupid. Yes, fucking yes. That was another part where I'm like, what the fuck? That is so stupid. There were too many endings. Yes. Also, the rules of the vampires were inconsistent. Yes. Either they're living personalities or are completely subsumed by the hive mind possession, i.e. Mary going from holding the Irish off with the gun to immediately becoming a remorseless killing machine. Exactly. Or they're still themselves. The movie couldn't decide. So sentimentality expressed by the vampires at the end was completely flat. Yes, and double fucking yes. I may not always be able to express what I'm trying to say, but he got it. And then, like I said, the subtext is fucking there like a motherfucker. Right? Like, it is so there like a motherfucker. And I get what the one Bojan or whatever his name was in the chat saying about, the whole thing with the Irish. Yeah, but that's the problem is, yeah, anyway. It is not a better story than Twilight 6, I have to say. Actually, I did like the unconventional relationships in the film. Like, they were very realistic, and especially in a sense of probably what it was like at the time, I'd imagine. Mm-hmm. Right, during the Depression era.
The whole, like, Haley Steinfeld thing and shit.
Well, and everybody's fucking everybody, right? Like, that's the other thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a more realistic kind of... I honestly got to say, the part that I liked the best was Michael B. Jordan and his storyline with his voodoo wife, and that should have been the more, like, one central to the overall plot, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's what actually sets up, not to spoil it for Greg, but he don't give a shit at this point, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I'll catch it eventually, but yeah.
Yeah, but like, okay, because like the whole thing is let's just say the other brother ends up becoming a vampire while he's not. And they're having this physical fight where they're also having this battle of the wills, right? Mm-hmm. Where the one actually feels like there's something not so much to live for, but there's something to die for on the other side, let's say. And the other one is just like, let's just live forever, and I'm not anything without you, so let's figure something out here, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that part of the movie I thought was okay, because that's like, okay, that should be the core of this whole thing, is this light dark side kind of fight of, you have the seduction of what it would be like to be a vampire and live forever, but what are you sacrificing with that, right? And that is in the film, so I'm not saying it's not, right? Because that's kind of one of the main points, but that's where Scribelight was coming with the inconsistencies, and that's what I'm saying too, is like, yeah, if you maintain your consciousness while you're a vampire, and even though you're part of this hive mind, then what the fuck is the difference? Because none of it makes sense. Why would you go from being yourself to this vicious monster to then still being yourself afterwards? It doesn't make any sense. Either you're not yourself anymore and you're all part of this collective now, or you are still yourself and you just happen to know all these other things. And it just doesn't jive. Because once you become a vampire, like the kicker is like all of a sudden you know everything that everybody else knows. So like one of the key moments where this chick is like, her husband's already been bit, but since her husband's been bit, the main vampire knows everything about her. right? And he threatens to go after her daughter if they don't let him in. So she literally invites them in on purpose just to set off the whole like fucking fight, you know.
Right.
And she dies almost fucking instantly, which is hilarious. And like basically setting up just about everybody else for their death. And that's the other thing, is once you see the beginning of the movie, you know that pretty much how it's going to end. Because you realize it's just wrapping itself back around, other than the one extra bit, and that's it. So, like, yeah.
Yeah, that part's true. I'll say that there's one little criticism I have with it, and it's nothing that makes me dislike the movie or anything. I think it's a weird like thing with the score. I love the score for the most part. I think Ludwig Göransson, he's the same guy who did the score for Oppenheimer and all that type of shit. I like the blues aesthetic to the score and all that, but there's a scene in the cabin or whatever where it would work better if you had like the way it's done. It's this more like suspense type scene, but then like the way the score is depicted, it doesn't seem to work that way. That's the one thing that bothered me. Other than that, I thought the movie was fine. Other than that, the score worked for the most part for me. I love the score for it.
Like you said, I haven't seen it. There are people. I mean, I honestly, I think this is a great show for people's tastes and dislikes.
I thought, you know what's so funny? I thought the same thing. I'm like, okay, I knew we were going to talk about Superman, and then I saw Tom start some shit about Sinners, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, and like I'm saying in the chat, like, and I get it that I'm being accused of just doing the same thing I'm accusing other people of doing with Superman. But look, I got my reasons. Like, every original vampire in this movie is white or part of the Klan. Like, the whole plot that we find out is that the Klan sold the place to him and was planning on killing them anyway, right? But now everybody knows this because most of the vampires started with the Klan, and now they're all part of the collective hive mind, right? Mm-hmm. And that whole thing, it's either there to be a statement on that shit, and then at the end, that plot feels like it's only there just so they can have a fucking rage porn scene where Michael B. Jordan goes and kills a bunch of Klan guys.
Okay.
That's it. It's like, so what else was the point of that? Other than to drag this movie out for no good fucking reason. It would have been more interesting had they thought it was the Klan and it turns out that it's vampires and they have absolutely no reason to give a shit about their skin color. That's the problem, is that it made that such a big point in the film. So that's not my fault, and I'm not chasing it. That's there. It's in the movie. Mm-hmm. So, like, you know, I mean, the immigration stuff and stuff like that with Superman, that's not in the movie. So people are just making shit up to just try and fuck.
No, that's not
in the movie at all.
I didn't even.
But the stuff I'm saying is in the movie, and even Runner, who liked it, will have to fucking say yes, it is technically in the movie, where you've got all these Klan guys and this whole plot twist of by the end you find out that the whole plan along was to sell it to him and come back and kill him anyway.
Yeah, but
they know that because the other guy was one of the Klan members who was supposed to do it.
The guy in the beginning with the
yes.
Yes. It didn't.
Yes, the whole plot ties around that the only reason they know that is because they bit that one white guy at the house.
Yes.
And now they know. Yeah.
See, it wasn't really that much of a problem with me as much as you. I thought.
Well, to me, it feels like it takes me out of the movie because it has nothing to do with any of the other shit. It's like, to me, it feels like you're doing that on purpose just so you can have some fucking porn scene like Django. At least in Django, it makes sense. Here, it makes no sense. It's like
Django is a better movie, but I'm not.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
But like
that's not even one of my favorite Tarantino films, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's one of my favorite Tarantino.
I love it, and it gets better each viewing. I'm not going to deny that, but like it's down on the list for me. But yeah.
I to be fair, that's like the one Tarantino movie I can think of on the top of my head that I've seen like once, and it's like one of my favorites of his. So, like, I'm not like I've never compared the two like you have, or not saying you're trying to, but like, I just didn't see it. I just didn't see that as a problem at all with the movie, but that's just me. And speaking of the theme of it's okay to disagree with shit, Doba Fett says that he hasn't enjoyed any of Ludwig's work on any of Nolan's films, but he does better work with Coogler. I 100% disagree. I like his scores more for Nolan compared to Coogler. His stuff for Coogler's good. I like his score for Black Panther. It's one of the better things in Black Panther. I like his score in Sinners. Not his best work in Sinners. Like Sinners score is not the best, but like his score for Tenet and Oppenheimer is fucking outstanding in my opinion. But that's just me. So there you go.
There you go. All right. Any final words from either one?
Well, Tim is accusing me of not liking any physical media tonight. Except Clueless was actually very good.
Clueless and the Suicide Squad and Superman 4.
Yeah, so which actually the movie for Superman 4, the 4K actually looks better than the movie probably deserves. But
no, it does. Because I own the box set, the 4 or 5 film collection. If you're counting the Donner cut and the 4K box set, I have that set. Not the Steelbook version, but the normal version.
All right.
I'm glad I didn't spend the extra on the Steelbook for Sinners. And look, I'm not trying to take away from anybody who likes it. It's just
that Steelbook sold out very fucking quickly.
It did, yeah.
I couldn't have gotten that Steelbook. I got the fucking slipcover version from my local Walmart.
I'll get to it. I will get to the movie eventually. I won't lie. I'll get to the movie eventually.
Well,
but
if it's
I can't. But I think that I'm sure there'll be comments in the comment section about this part of the conversation, the Superman stuff. But that's fine. Leave your comments. I don't care. That's what it's for. I would never do anything to your comments like that. But I really think this has been a great example of people who look. Me, Tom, and Runner are still all like each other, even if Runner didn't like Superman, and even if Tom didn't like Sinners. We all still like each other. So what? Somebody had a different opinion on a movie, even if it's not your opinion, or if you think they're seeing shit they're not supposed to see. We also like each other. We all have our opinions on movies. We all like what we like, and I think this has been an incredibly great conversation. That's where I'm at. So,
yeah, no, it's totally fine.
Yeah,
I agree 100%.
It's at the end of the day, they're just movies, people. They're just movies.
Yeah, they're just movies. Like fucking to his credit, Nathan Fillion, when he was trying to dodge the fucking Variety gay guy's question, he was like I forget what the question was. It was about something about Superman being an immigrant or whatever. He's like, ha ha ha, it's just a movie, people. I'm like, there you go. Like, that's great. It's just a movie at the end of the day.
No,
whether you like it or not.
Tom will be on the show from here on out. I have Tom's one of my good friends, man. I have another.
You're gonna see Tom more on this show than me.
Yeah, you'll see Tom way more than Runner. So, but that has nothing to do with Runner, us not liking Runner.
No,
I'm not sure why I would get kicked off the show.
No, I don't know. I have nothing against Tom's opinion on Sinners or anything he's ever said.
I'd say, if anything, I bet you'd see it. You and I have such a very simpatico kind of taste.
I was gonna say that
Greg would probably feel the same fucking way. I mean, I'm not saying he would go off on the rant like I would. He would just probably say, "It was really boring."
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like if
people that have talked to me in private about this movie.
That's the thing. Like, if Rookie were to see Sinners, I'd be curious to hear his take.
I would think Rookie would probably love this movie.
Well, and let's just say that there's.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if he would love it because, like, Rookie is such a wild card. In comparison,
I don't know if Rookie would like it either. I'm not 100% on that, but I do know this: that there's people that, as far as like the religious and other allegories and stuff that are in the film, that I think have actually kind of looked into it a little bit more, and some people are just trying to ignore or not say anything about. And again, I think it's like a, I don't know, what would the term be? Not reverse racism, but like, they don't want to say it because they don't want to be accused of being racist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's really what it is. And again, I'm probably playing some of it up a bit more. It's really kind of really rooted in the film outside of the obvious Klan references and all that kind of business. But I just felt like by the end of the film that this movie's messaging was very muddled and not even quite sure what it was trying to say.
Yeah,
And I think Coogler was just kind of more obsessed with smelling his own farts at the end of the day.
Some people were upset over like it felt like the devil one at the end of the movie. I did hear some.
I do too. I agree with that. Like, there's a very kind
some
of
people say that.
muddied message to it.
So I can't, like I said, I haven't seen it. I will eventually see it because I mean I'm going to have to at this point in time. So
that, or they should have really kind of keyed more in on how the music can be either a path to the devil or to God, right? Because like that's one thing they should have really kind of got more into about how music. Because I mean, think about it. You know, we use it in church and all that kind of stuff, but then at the same time they point at it and go, "Well, that's the devil's music" and all that kind of stuff. So it's the one thing that both have that they both use is propaganda and or worship. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To where like they should have, like in blues, like that's where I feel like they missed out on this real good allegory for this movie of how the blues is kind of like where both meet, right? It's both light and dark. Because you're singing about your sorrows and the problems of the world or whatever it is that, you know, and it has this, the music has a negative connotation to it, or the words usually do, but the music itself has this soulful kind of, and there's a lot of minor keys in blues, right? Like normally, like when you're listening to blues where it would go, like the melody would go, your brain is expecting it to go to this major key when it'll go to a minor key, and it gives you a whole different kind of emotional experience. And that's where I think like they could have like played a lot, and fuck the vampire shit. Take the vampires out of it and just make it more about like a good versus evil, devil versus the God. And like almost saw like, because they could have really played into this whole like this kid making a deal with the devil thing with his music, right? And the way he plays his music, and there's this whole thing that goes with the guitar in the movie, because there's a lot of interesting ideas and things that are here, but for some reason it just feels half cooked. Like I don't know how else to put it. It was like, and the thing, and maybe the reason for that is, and this is why I don't believe that this is not the script that Coogler had initially pitched for Blade or something similar to this, because that's the rumor that goes around.
Yeah, I did. The rumor is that this was supposed to be his Blade movie.
He denies that, but there's also proof that he did pitch a Blade movie, and it was supposed to be a period piece. And guess what's funny? Here's why I don't believe it. A lot of the stuff that they used in this movie that was period piece, guess where they bought it from?
Where?
It was a production that never got underway.
Are you talking about the wardrobe and shit?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard of that, yeah.
Blade! For a flashback sequence.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would Blade have a flashback sequence to the 1930s?
That's dumb.
But yeah, Blade wasn't born at that time.
Blade had nothing to do. Nothing. And especially if you're going by modern days, if you're going to do a young of age Blade, that his mother would have been in the 80s, right? So he'd have been born sometime between the 90s and the aughts. And yeah, that makes absolutely no fucking sense. Basically, about the time that the original film was coming out is when Blade, this new Blade, if we have a young, actual age-appropriate Blade, would have been born about that time.
No, it's weird. It's just weird when I hear some people.
So I think that this was his initial pitch for a Blade movie, and yeah, it.
No, but my point that I was just gonna bring up was that like this movie in general just didn't feel like it would work as a Blade movie as its own thing.
I know he mixed it with other things, and that's why I was saying earlier that I think it's like a hodgepodge of like 2, 3, 4, 5 other ideas that are underbaked. Because it was just like, okay, if he'd have stepped back and instead, because they didn't start from scratch, they were like, okay, we've got all this stuff we need. What can we do with it? Is what I think they kind of did, right? So it's probably different enough and removed enough that, yeah, sure, Coogler can say that he probably started from scratch with an idea, but it was still built on the original plan that was for Blade, is my point, I think. I could be very fucking wrong. This is me all speculating here.
I was gonna say, like, that's not a bad speculation, though.
No, but it kind of feels, especially, I didn't think there was all that much to it. I didn't think there was, because I kept hearing people say this.
But
I'm like, I don't see where there would be a crossover until I heard that story that all this fucking vintage cars and stuff for the sets and the costumes and shit that they had, oh, not the cars, but the other stuff, sorry, that they had bought from the fucking Blade movie that never got made. Which also confirmed what I was telling people months ago, that movie was dead. Or at least in the Mahershala Ali version was dead. right?
Yeah.
And he even was asked recently about it. He's like, don't ask me about that.
He's done. He's done.
He's done.
I'm out. Marvel can piss off.
Did he like
But
really say that, or did he just?
I mean,
spin that?
no, he did. He literally said, because they asked him, well, what's going on with Blade? And he goes, don't ask me about that or whatever. It was basically those. I don't remember if it was that or.
No, I thought he said like, tell Marvel I'm ready or something like that.
No, this was more recently. He said that.
I thought he said that in Jurassic World Press.
No, this was like just the other day. I guess he said this. I don't know.
Well, if this was the other day, then I guess.
Yeah, this is when I heard it. Six probably knows about it. If not, she's in the chat.
It was like during like world premiere for Jurassic World Rebirth, which I.
Well, I remember he had been talking about it for a while. Like you said, like he kind of was like, it was like, yeah, I hope we get to it, and then it was like, I've never seen such like craziness and all. I think that was his lawyer actually put that out there, about how behind the scenes it was just such a disaster. And then I think somebody asked him something about it, and that's where, where he said what you said, is that he's ready and waiting. It's just Marvel hasn't been ready, and you don't know what's taking so long, or something along those lines. I remember that. But then I think just like the other day or something, somebody asked him, or this came out the other day, where he's just like, it was basically the equivalent of no comment. But he literally said, like, don't ask me about that, or I'm not going to answer that, or something like that. Along those lines of, like, fuck off. Like, he's sick and tired of the question.
I'm done with it.
At this point.
You know what's weird? It's like over a year ago, or not over a year ago, but almost a year ago, when, Wesley Snipes had that line in Deadpool and Wolverine where he used the bazooka and shit. That was kind of what I thought was, like, confirmation of what the movie was kind of at.
You never know. You never know. You may
only
see Wesley Snipes.
Only ever gonna be one Blade.
You never know.
I think that's where they're headed. It's just obvious.
Yeah, Old Man Blade.
Something along those lines, probably. If they're smart.
I would. I mean, it'd make them money.
Again, we know they're not smart, but
yeah, we know they're. I mean,
you never know. They might do something in Secret Wars and bring him in that way, but who knows?
I just don't have confidence in that. We're already hearing that they don't even have a third act for that film.
Oh God, no! I'm talking about Secret Wars, not Doomsday. Doomsday, they don't know a third act.
Oh, is that what? Either way, it's
I think those movies are going to be a fucking disaster. I think they're going to be an utter disaster. I hope I'm wrong.
Listen, I'm not going to say that they're going to be an utter disaster right away, but they're concerning. Even though I don't really care that much at the end of the day. I'm curious, but that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we've been going about 3 hours. I think we got a lot of content here for people to leave good comments in the comment section down below when they go back and rewatch this.
Shout out to the chat.
Yes. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate you, Tom. Appreciate you, Runner. As always, I honestly thought this was a great show. I loved everybody's thoughts on everything. Look,
and I'm not saying you're wrong if you enjoyed Sinners. It's fine. It's just, look, I'm one of these kind of guys who I start to pick apart movies, and I can, pick out the themes and all that kind of business. So to me, it's this kind of stuff stuck out right away, to where maybe if somebody who watched it like 10 times, it might not stick out till then or never.
Yeah. And that's all there is to it. But yes, I think this has been I thought this was an amazing show. Personally.
And I really did. And I felt that in a certain way about Superman, not the extent that Tom was breaking apart Sinners, but like I was kind of breaking it apart a different way that I kind of felt the way I felt. So it's just all,
Well, you can do that to a lot of films, actually.
Yeah, you can do that to so many fucking films.
Yeah. All right, well, but I appreciate you. Seriously, I do appreciate everybody that's been in the chat, everybody watching on YouTube, everybody watching on X, Twitter, whatever you call it. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. Always buy physical media. It is the superior format. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share out, subscribe to Midnight Says, Midnight Says After Dark. And as always, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.